shoot the drummer, but I missed and shot him in the ear. Oh no, oh. I tried to shoot the drummer, but I missed and shot him in the ear. Oh no, oh. Yeah, all around in my hometown, they're trying to track me down. Yeah, they said they couldn't stand on the slope safely. I just climbed right up. Nobody stopped me. Nobody chased me. Nobody cared that I carried a weapon. Aim for the head, but he turned at the last second. Oh, now, oh. I tried to shoot the donor, but I missed and shot him in the air. Oh.
Layla hates her hotties. Oh yeah, Layla, she hates her hotties. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she hates the hotties. Oh yeah. She hates the hotties. I wanna be rich, but not so rich. Know too much, get left in a ditch. CIA scratches if Clinton's getting itch. Yeah, I wanna be rich, but not so rich. Suit and tie, but I move like a glitch. Eyes wide shut, still dodging the snitch. Laptop missing, emails encrypted. Truth so loud, the mainstream clipped it. Flash drive full, got that dead man code, but I keep it cold like a heart on the road. DC nights where the back door's cracked. One wrong file and you never come back. I wanna be rich, but not so rich. Wiki leaking out your dome into a ditch. You wish the simulation had a glitch. You wanna be rich, but not so rich. But not so rich. G-man lurking by the food truck line. Whispers in the Wi-Fi trailing mine. Check my six when I speak that facts. They erase folks cleaner than income tax. No chain, no fame, just VPNs. Tryna buy a truth in a world full of friends who smile like masks in a masquerade, but flip the switch like a deep state blade. I wanna be rich, but not so rich. Know too much, get left in a ditch. CIA scratches if Clinton's getting itch. Yeah, I wanna be rich, but not so rich. They say the truth will set you free, but what if it just sets you up? Tryna whistle blow, you better know you might not ever blow back up. I wanna be rich, but not so rich. Wiki leaking out your dome into.
Can you save us, Britney Spears? Can we be saved? God, why is Satan controlling the universe?
Here comes Santa. Here comes the world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunning linguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, cult, Jamaicans, it's okay to change your thinking. Good guys, good guys, good guys, good guys. The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true, so what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunnilinguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, cult, Jamaicans, it's okay to change your thinking. Good guys, good guys, good guys, good guys.
Speak ups. Happy Friday night. Welcome to another episode of the Secret Society of Good Guys. As always, we are your good guys. So if you're here early, we're going to be looshing you in a good way and using your magic to kill celebrities like we always do. So do make sure you hit the thumbs up, hit the like and subscribe, and we promise to only take out the bad guys. Hi,
And
good
keep
guys.
your-
How are you?
Keep your hands and feet inside the minivan at all times because ICE will be making a surprise visit at some point tonight.
For some of you, that might be more dangerous than others. I'm good around here.
To the illegal aliens. Are they from
Fantastical.
Sirius B?
Are they what, Abbie?
From Sirius B? It was an alien joke, sorry.
Is
Illegal
a
alien.
doggone tribe joke?
Yeah.
Well, it's actually interesting because I just saw today that Atlas comet back in
Yeah.
the news, and I was like, it just disappeared. Like, it was, oh my gosh, like everyone was talking about it every day, and then it poof. And I was like, when was it supposed to hit? Oh, is it supposed to come the same week Bill and Hillary were testifying in December?
Really?
And then it was poof, disappear. And now they're supposed to both testify in front of the House committee, I think, next week. And so I'm like, that is pretty special if your false flag, like if you were Hillary Clinton and your false flag is always like big,
Yeah.
like you must got the nuts.
Absolutely.
Well, maybe there
Beautiful
is
Atlas.
a big false flag coming because there's this video going around about how the United States Postal Service has been sending out like this strange letter talking about in the midst of like an epidemic, one other thing, and something civil unrest, they have the authority to call a curfew and do lockdowns and some other weird shit in the letter that they sent out. And it's causing like people to like raise questions like, what is this letter really about? But their response was that this is just like a normal thing that we just routinely send out randomly. Not everybody, but certain, I guess, maybe companies or, at home companies. I don't know. But yeah, people have been receiving this letter. And it's just causing some kind of like, is there something going to happen that they're not telling us that they're aware of? Question, psyop wise.
Oh, always, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, she's probably got like the first dibs on the psyops.
So curious.
I don't
This
know.
feels just like George Floyd too. The entirety of
Oh,
it.
for sure.
And then they're just like amping it up, and it's all these little scenes. And mostly, they don't even have to happen yesterday. They don't even have to happen this week. They'll just show you something they have on video. They could have created it with AI. And everybody's in complete uprising about something
How are
that
they not
don't even
tired
know
of
about.
this? Like every year, it's like something new, and it's like, are y'all not tired? Like,
Because
are you like
they're
not
under the
emotionally
newscast
drained?
spell, the Northeast, Southwest.
It's wild to me. Like, I can't. It's like it just reads NPC. Are you a real human? Or are you just part of the script? Are you a clone? Like, what the fuck are you people? Like, I don't get how they're still like falling for it.
Every time getting amped up. And
Yeah.
I think this is like the first generation of kids that didn't play sports. And so being outraged is their sport. Like they're not watching football because they didn't ever play football. It's not interesting to
true.
them. They don't play baseball, so it's not interesting to them. Like pretty much most
They don't even play
sports.
video games. Like you just watch other people play the video games, even
That's
right?
true. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just feel like being mad, and most of them are alone. And most of them, when you look at them, and I'm not even trying to, they're uggos. And so all of a sudden they have a sense of community overnight, and they have this cause, and they have this battle, and they have this thing. And so they're little online little cliques, and they amp up and they get all turned on. And they're flags in the sand that I don't think they're aware that we're like, dude, we're all watching your flags change every other week. I know
Yeah.
you think you're like, I'm dying on this ice hill. But last week when you were dying on the Epstein hill, we all saw you take the Epstein flag down when you were dying on the Ukraine hill. We saw you take that flag down when you were dying on the Boston Strong. It's just like we've been watching for so long. You guys just keep being outraged, but literally doing nothing. That if the sheepdogs are trying to control you, they know you're going to do nothing too. You're going to put a mask on and you're going to vaccinate your child, sit down and shut up.
Like it went so fast from Venezuela to this. Like protests, like the capturing of Maduro, to all of a sudden, oh, never mind, new cause, let's switch over to this side now. And it's like, yo, didn't this like night and day, like last night you were pissed about that, and now you forgot about that, now you're pissed at this? Like, I don't understand.
Maybe
I
they
don't
have to
get
move
it.
faster to like loosh everybody better now.
But it's like
We're all
7
TikTok people.
things in a day now. It's like, wow,
Pick
shit.
one, it's like throw a whole bunch
feel
at
bad
it, at everyone, and hopefully one will stick for everyone.
Yeah, I feel bad for people who are watching the news, bro. They must be mentally exhausted. Like mentally. CNN, mentally exhausted.
The boomer protesters are all retired. So that's why every one of these cities, if you look at it's Portland or it's somewhere in Minnesota, they're like, we're giving all our schools off tomorrow because they need the protesters to show up for the camera because there isn't a bunch of George Soros money being pumped into it like the Pink Pussy Hat Parade and like George Floyd. So it just seems like
A lot. Minnesota.
this is why else you
Jeez.
don't give people universal basic income. They cannot handle themselves when they're bored. They need to stay busy. This is what else someone may have figured out along the way, the controllers of this realm, is these people can't have too much free time on their hands.
No.
And
It's
most people
like-
think they're busy, but really if they're scrolling like 3 hours a day, feeding whatever thing is either for or against their narrative of wherever they want to sit today.
It's
Oh my
like
God.
Minnesota's one, everything that went down there with the fraud, and then you have the monks who are doing the walk, and then the Christians who are like, you're going to hell for like participating in this, and then you have I'm just like, why is everyone so fucking mad and angry? Like, holy shit! Like,
And
it
distracted.
ain't normal.
Because the one that got me this week is not even
Mm.
anything in the news. It was contingency gate for Stranger Things. It's
Oh
like,
yeah,
is there
that
a
too.
secret episode? I mean, and I haven't really been on social media at all lately, and I was so hooked because all these little reels about and TikToks about, is there a secret episode coming out? And
There is, isn't there?
I still think that there
Apparently.
could be. Yeah,
Yeah. From what I hear, I don't know.
I believe.
I want to believe.
You never know.
Are
That's-
you like all caught up and like have seen all the seasons and everything?
Not
Yeah,
me.
I've watched like the first 4 seasons several times, and then yeah, I'm caught up.
I have to. I
I
just
think the end was fine. Like it's good enough because it kind of it's open to interpretation, but I think that there could be something in the works. So
Were you disappointed? I didn't see the ending, nor do I care if you spoil it for me or anyone else, to be honest. If you don't want to hear this part, turn it off. I hate spoiler alerts. Was the ending good to you? Are you satisfied?
yeah, there was just a lot of holes in it, so it almost seemed not real. But when you start looking at all these theories that people had about the next episode or a secret episode, it started to seem like even if there's not a secret episode, what really happened is the bad guy won, and you just don't know it. So it's open to interpretation.
I'm
So
with
So
that
you.
makes it
really,
good to me.
everybody's just upset because the bad guy won.
Maybe, yeah. But
Spoiler alert.
I mean, you don't really get it at first because it doesn't look like that. But there's so many holes in it. It's like they killed all these U.S. soldiers and stuff, and none of them are going to prison. I mean, they totally quarantined this whole town, and then all of a sudden everything just goes back to normal. There's a lot of things like that just didn't make sense. But it's like they're all living in the bad guy's head, which makes him maybe not a bad guy because he gave them all a happy ending.
Hmm.
A happy ending, like massage and then finish.
Yeah.
I think I've
That
only
big
seen
head,
season
right?
one.
It's kind of like a
Yeah, finish.
Vector, right? Vector.
I'll tell you guys
Vecna.
something little nerdy
Vecna.
that happened. I went to hit my joint. I was like, what the fuck kind of noise did my joint just make? But it was it was Layla sucking her vape, and it like you could hear it in the mic. But we were both hitting it at the same. Anyways, it was so stupid. I didn't want to interrupt.
I
the
wasn't
story.
sure if it was her or me.
I know. I was like, that's weird. Why is this so wet?
It sounded like
I know.
it's just pulsing. The wax. It's like
It's the battery in it. That's
Or
the
something.
other thing I think is so curious about the batteries and the golden pagers and the pagers of it all is how much can all of our batteries just be exploited? Every battery, like Layla's vape in her hand or Thomas's phone, because any of the stuff you talk about or a microwave, every single one of those things we've seen explode. Remember when everyone's vapes
Yeah.
were just exploding in their
Yeah.
pocket?
And their face while they're like hitting it.
Yeah, I just think it's curious.
Remember, there was like certain types of Samsung phones that you couldn't even get on a plane with because
I
they
remember
were
that.
known to explode.
Dang.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
That's
I wasn't
probably
aware
why
of
you
that
can't have lithium batteries on a plane. They're like, get that bomb off of here.
There is something going on with humanity though. Because you never really saw people act like that on airplanes, how they're acting like now. Like the amount of like insanity that people are witnessing in these airports and flights and like having to tackle people down. Like I just recently saw like this couple, African American couple, they went in the plane and all of a sudden they had a bad feeling and then they started praying. But in the midst of praying, they were kind of like beating each other up so they don't get possessed by the evil that they felt in the plane, and they would not let go of each other. So they had each other's hair and ripping each other's hair apart. Dude, it was so fucking wild. And then they finally get them apart after like an hour, and they're questioning the lady, and the lady's like all in a trance, speaking in tongues. It was just session like. And then it was like nothing ever happened. And she's just like, yeah, we were just, we felt the evil energy. So we decided to pray and I had to keep my eyes closed. Why was evil on your hair? Oh, because evil. There was evil around and I couldn't let the devil take me. So he had to pull on my hair. Like it was just weird fucking talk. And I was like, something's not right in the air with humanity.
That
as a
man
whole.
is not real.
I agree with all of what you guys are saying. And I also think people cannot handle their edibles and people more can't handle drinking marijuana. And so they're doing all this stuff, plowing it. And then they're like, I'm going to get on my plane in a little bit. And they don't, I don't know why it is. People will never they'll never do shit before they get on a plane. They'll be like, I'm taking an Oxy, a Vicodin, a Xanax. I'm going to drink 2 shots. I'm going to do it. And you're like, holy shit.
I get the Xanax, taking a Xanax on a long
Yeah,
flight
you're
and just fucking
nervous.
knocking out and just, you wake up. We can't hear you,
You're
Thomas.
muted.
I was just saying, there's nothing better. I don't want to interrupt.
Yeah,
there is nothing better.
on
On a long-ass flight.
I'm like, Xanax
Thank
and a
you.
joint is top tier. humaning.
I like the whole. I don't know. I like the plane experience, so I don't need a Xanax.
No, I'm just saying in general. I don't need the plane. I'm just saying a marijuana and
Oh,
a Xanax.
I
And I don't
definitely
ever
need the
do
Xanax.
Xanax, but it just I
Long
get
flight
it.
Xanax, yeah.
Usually it's for the airport more than the airplane for me.
I love
Really?
Very true.
all of it. I love being in
So do
airports.
I.
It's like one of my favorite things. It's like that, I get that weird anticipation feeling. Just I don't know. I
Like,
love
You're
it.
an
I'm
extroverted
trying to-
introvert.
Yeah,
You
and
actually recharge around people, probably.
I'm a Sagittarius too, so
Yeah.
travel.
I
It's
can't
exciting.
stand it. I like going through TSA just ruins like a vacation for me sometimes.
Oh, I don't love the TSA part, but it's just like the whole transitory vibe. Like everyone is going somewhere and it's exciting. I don't know, to me, that of it all.
I remember we were a proper country and you could just fly with hash on you
You used to be able to like
Really?
and not
It
even
was
have
at
to
the
think
gate.
it.
That was always exciting.
What happened to this country?
I just think it's funny. Just right in this moment, like the whole grab 'em by the pussy gate thing. It would have been real funny if Trump was like, "What if they had drugs up there?" Like it's just so
Oh
random.
God, that would have
Do
been
it
the
at the
best
airport.
comeback.
The best. God's little drug pocket. That would be the
Wild.
worst way to get busted. Like, you're going to go into the bathroom and you're going to give me everything, or I'm going to come and get everything. That'd be the worst.
Well, the
Cough.
type of women that he was grabbing were the type of women that wanted their pussies grabbed. Just throw that out there.
Even the Miss Teen
For those
USA.
of them. Oh, for sure. For sure. A man was on the clubs. God knows what the girls were high on. Fucking
I don't think
drunk
you
on.
heard.
Oh, no. What? What?
He said, even Miss Teen USA.
Oh, I
That's what he
mean,
said. And you said, oh, for sure.
Oh, that's what Thomas just said.
probably.
Well, that's
Yeah, I
one
heard
of the
something different.
main things that he was hanging out at.
Miss. And didn't he own a different pageant?
Yeah, a few of them, yeah.
Pageant. Yeah, he had Miss
Grab him by
Universe.
the
No,
pussy.
I didn't even mean to bring that up right now.
Just imagine like the thoughts in his head as he's walking around there. He's probably like, "She's gross. She's gross too." Like,
Not a 10.
yeah.
Probably. I mean, when he was really, really young, like in his I would say 20s, when he was kind of coming out there, he was not bad of a looking guy. He's a little handsome, rich dude, like a Brad and Chad.
Some would say the greatest looking guy.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I bet he would say that.
I don't know about that, but he was a good looking guy. I'm not going to take that away
not
from
The
him.
greatest looking
Not
guy?
now, but when he was young and suave, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
What else
I
was
just think
going on this
the
week?
entire character, the
Of
entire
Donald Trump?
thing. Yeah, because before we got on air, he I don't know if it passed or if it was something that he was
Oh, that credit
gonna
thing.
cut credit cards that they couldn't
Interest
charge.
rate.
Yeah, I'll read it real quick. Please be informed that we will no longer let the American public be ripped off by credit card companies that are charging interest rates of 20 to 30% and even more, which festered unimpeded during the sleepy Joe Biden administration unaffordability. Effective January 20th, 2026, I, as the president, am calling for a 1-year cap on credit card interest rates at 10%. Coincidentally, the January 20th date will coincide with the 1-year anniversary of the historic and very successful Trump administration. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again, Donald J. Trump. But that alone, credit card, it's like the interest rates, that is a huge thing for America. I feel like
is.
so much of America is living on their credit cards.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, and they used to be maxed at 10%. I don't know, even in the whole housing bubble crash and everything.
You had
early
that good
2000s.
credit, Abbie. You had that good credit.
Yeah, but it was still
Max that
highest
10. Good on you, girl. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, it's okay.
Sorry if it's extra loud and interrupty. I always wonder what the sound sounds like. Or when I ever listen back to parts of us, I never think our interrupty sounds okay.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't sound like we
Yeah, I don't know.
our
I
sound is
noticed
off.
anything weird with the sound with that. It's
But I
good.
know sometimes when certain people talk, they blow out your ears. And so I wanted to make sure I didn't just do that to you.
No. You did not.
Total sidebar. Thomas, did you hang out with Kurt Metzger?
Oh yeah, me and Kirk, we just chilled for about 2 hours and talked about adrenochrome and the Wanting Seed, which is like a crazy Anthony Burgess book. I don't know if you guys. It's basically where the government makes it more favorable for you to be gay because they don't have to worry about like they want you to not reproduce, so it's advantageous. So there's all these extra benefits that the government gives to gay people, and there's like all these extra restrictions, limitations they give the heterosexual people, which is just it was like a crazy tangent, but it just happened to have been a book that I read because I saw Clockwork Orange in like 7th grade and I loved it, so I read the book, and then I read another book that just happened to be that one, and it reminded me because when I read it at the time, I mean, it was like early '90s or mid '90s, and no one's really thinking the government's pushing this. This was still like you were calling people like the F word, right? Like, and gay was like the way to say lame. So
You mean faggot?
yeah, well, yeah, the corn song. But it was crazy because when he brought it back up, it reminded me of how crazy the premise was 30 years ago. But now the premise is like, oh no, that's actually a thing now. Like that's the only way you could have gotten into the Biden administration, right? Is you got to like be drag.
Oh, that was really everybody. It was like every dude had to be in a dress. And some of them weren't good at it. And can you imagine, like, whatever your Fed
Remember the guy
script
that
is?
stole people's luggage? Remember that? That was crazy.
Can you imagine, like, Thomas is just like, okay, I'm doing this, and him and his, like, girl hanging out, and they're like, okay, you're going to be the health secretary. He's like, I've worked my whole life for this, and there's one catch. You're going to transition before you do it.
But they were
Like,
he was
what?
fat too, though. That's the thing. Like the health secretary, really?
Yeah, the whole
Not
entire
the
thing was just,
embodiment of it.
well, there had to have been some people that were like, I'm not going to transition.
Yeah.
And they didn't take the job. Because it was really like everybody in the Biden administration, they were like, and here's your puppet play collar. Here's your mask. It was kind of a crazy time. It was overt.
It was.
It was a Dionysus festival. I know oh yeah, go on. So you hung out with Kurt, which if you guys don't know Kurt Metzger, he's like a comedian and he's been screaming about shit for a little while in comparison to a lot of other people. And he is the co-host on Jimmy Dore too. And then he has his own podcast that you were on that's
Derp
called
with Kurt, and he also
Derp.
was co-host of the Kyle Dunnigan show, which did the Fresh Prez, which was like a great series. And crazy enough, the Kurt was on Joe Rogan, and that episode aired the same day that I was on his show, so it got like a little extra bump again.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, and he's been on he did the little Austin rounds recently. So a lot of like the MMA podcasts that I listened to, he hung out on a lot of those podcasts. And
He's getting pretty deep, man, for someone that claims to like just have recently dipped his toe in a little bit. But he's all about like the Sabbateans and the Martinists and the Frankists and like the Jews and like he's kind of down
Jews,
that
baby.
path right now. So I can relate. Like I remember where I was at on that path.
I think it's also he kind of where Sam laughs through a lot of his comedy, Kurt is kind of pissed through his comedy, and it's like funny. I find it amusing, like how he just kind of screams his way through things sometimes, and it's amusing. But sidebar of Kurt, everybody that I heard about it said that they thought you did awesome on it, and like everything that he brought up that he didn't have the into, you were like, oh, that's this and this is that. Like filled in every blank.
Yeah,
And
props to
it was
Mark. Mark teed that one up perfectly, but he said that they wanted to do an adrenochrome episode. So, as far as I'm aware, like I'm still the expert. Like if anyone out there in any capacity needs to talk about adrenochrome, the only thing that I haven't been able to do is adrenochrome itself yet. But I'm completely open to it.
Well, you have to be, right?
You hear that out
100%.
there?
researcher.
Yeah.
Is it a Schedule 1?
It is not. I actually do have. You're gonna someone out there is gonna be like, I knew it. But I got a friend in the DEA, and I made sure that he asked around and figured out. And no, it is unequivocally it is legal to own and possess and to buy and sell and everything. The stipulation is that it's only accessible if you have access to a laboratory already. So while it wouldn't be you breaking the law, most likely for you to obtain it and then give it to someone to like try on a podcast like me, then you'd probably be violating some contract that you signed that got you access to that lab to begin with, which is likely related to either your academic credentials or your professional credentials. Either way, by getting adrenochrome and then giving it to a civilian could lose you your job or your funding through school or whatever. So that's the risk. There's no legal risk. No one goes to jail. No one is talking about federal time, but you might lose your job if you're the one procuring it, or you'll lose access to whatever lab you got.
Your license.
Could you
the
let an
piece of paper.
EpiPen go bad?
You can, but you're still
It's
getting.
not going to be the right side. You'd
You're
have to
still
do
getting
that as
almost all
subject
adrenaline.
B.
I want 100% pure adrenochrome. I don't want to have to like inject a whole bunch, because if it's pure adrenochrome, you can do it sublingually. The early 1950s studies where they did it on their wives and their friends, they just put it under their tongue, and that was all they had to do. Like I'm not trying to inject myself with something from like World War II.
Are they still selling it on Alibaba?
Yeah, but it's the wrong kind. It has to be aqueous, meaning it can't have been turned into like a powder. When you see it as that like shelf stable powder, that has no more of the psychedelic effects, and it never will. So you got to get it fresh, essentially, and you got to keep it in dry ice. Because I think you have to keep it at like negative 20 degrees, otherwise it'll immediately degrade within like an hour or two.
Interesting. The white rabbit.
And there's the rabbit, yeah. And I was pointing out too, not because the skeleton formula actually comes out after adrenochrome was discovered. So like there was no way to actually draw it as a rabbit early on, I don't think, the way that we see it. But the first adrenochrome experiments were all involving rabbits, because rabbits were like one of the more common animals you'd experiment on.
Poor rabbits.
Because they were quick breeders. And this always makes me think that if they did the whole rabbit fiasco for a while, they also were like, we're going to the Galapagos. We got to see what that turtle adrenaline's all about. I think that's why their real crazy treks around the world is once they start trying certain animals, they want to try all the animals.
That's weird. I never went that far into thinking about like adrenalized animals. Only humans. My mind never went to the animals.
Anything with adrenal glands.
That's the whole Yulin Dog Festival thing with Lisa Vanderpump, is that they steal people's dogs and then they skin them alive and then they cook them and eat them. She's against it. This is her big fight. But this is the thing that made me Real Housewives.
She just wants more for her.
Because I'm like, so she rescues dogs from this festival. But I just think all the celebrities balance their karma by saving animals because they do weird shit to humans. And she also owns all these restaurants. So I just think she can send the best ingredients. Don't open that. It'll ruin the ingredient all over. And she has all these refrigerators and knows all the elite. And I think she is the Real Housewife that starts the whole, in my head, it's like Valentina Shevchenko starting the super spies being the UFC, just passing them around the world. And then that bitch, I feel like Valentina Shevchenko just got busted with multiple passports. And I was like, I've been saying this for like a decade. I'm like, nobody is a marksman, and a woman that, and she's okay looking. Nobody is, and then that good at that many fighting styles, unless they're doing other. And then her sister also fights for the UFC. She's like a super pilot. She volunteers for California wildfires to drop off. Like, that's crazy shit. Anyway,
They kind of go hand in hand.
that was a tangent.
Getaway pilot.
The adrenochrome, the tortoises. That's where we were before I got. Oh, the Yulin Dog Fest. Elephants. And this is also why it's like, oh, if there were such a thing as a mermaid, they study that thing. If they ever found any other culture, they study that thing. It's almost why I don't believe in that one island they always try to tell us about, Senegal or Sentinel Island, where they're like, this is untouched. Any human that ever goes on here gets killed. I'm like, not real. That's like some Disney fucking fantasy island bullshit.
It's like
and they
North
just
Korea.
have to. Yeah, or like seeing Valhalla.
Yeah.
I'm full circle. I'm so glad I even. So
you
the whole.
you just kind of said elephants, like as you were going off on that.
Yeah.
The most random tangent. Have you ever seen elephant boobs?
No.
So
oh my God,
I was,
Google that.
Ivan, you should bring up a picture. I think they're pretty explicit. And I found a fascination in this because I've been reading The Golden Bough, this old book from the late 1800s, and he was talking about how all these African tribes, they did not
This
allow
is gonna get
anyone.
us kicked off YouTube.
Oh, well, it's an
I
elephant.
was
didn't-
not expecting this.
You were, I know. No, I'm telling
This
you, no
is
one's
why
expecting
the
this.
Indian
if you
god,
just look up
like-
elephant boobs, this is the last thing ever. But anyways,
This
they
is
weren't
the
allowed.
last
They weren't allowed to
conspiracy.
eat elephants, especially female elephants, because they look so close to humans that they considered this almost like akin to cannibalism.
I'm so glad I blew it up just to see Layla's face.
Fire only. She got a
If you look through a few different pictures, you'll, because when I was reading this, I was like, "What do you mean an elephant looks like a And yeah,
I wonder
they,
how
they
their breast
absolutely do.
milk is like under a microscope.
Probably great.
Because, wow.
That's probably how human women even learn to
That's a
breastfeed.
woman's
They probably
breast.
watched animals do it.
Good. That's a woman's breast. That's the pear shape.
And this is why they weren't allowed to eat elephants, because they thought if you ate an elephant, especially if it was a female elephant, that you were damning your own wife or child's ability to breastfeed, essentially.
Okay.
I think that's the last conspiracy. Like, I think that is the end somewhere.
That's the headline.
Like in the realm. I was just talking with my Maria this week. I'm like, I wish, like, I've seen it all. I'm just
Yeah,
like at
what do
this
we
point,
talk about?
How many calories are
There's nothing to
in
talk about anymore.
elephant milk? And what
there's
is the
nothing
breakdown
left
on
that we don't know. We've seen it all.
Wow.
On a nutrition label, but there have been some studies on it. It's actually quite rich. Roughly, elephant milk has around about 100 to 120 calories per 100 milliliters. In terms of macros, it's pretty high in fat, around 10 to 15 grams of fat per 100 milliliters, and has a moderate amount of protein and carbs kind of balanced out. So it's a pretty rich, creamy milk if you ever needed to know.
I had to ask.
Rich, creamy milk. I wonder, do dolphins have boobs if they have babies?
Dolphin
breastfeed.
tits. Bring it up.
Bring it up.
I wonder, it's a mammal.
Yeah, and it
So I
should
wonder.
breastfeed. I'm pretty sure it does. So
I think elephants might have something special going on.
they're
Huh,
cute.
that is
Elephant boobs are cute.
tricky. But I don't know. I'm curious. We can't hear you, by the
Chaney, are
way.
you muted?
I don't see anything that is real, and I'm like, this computer probably has the craziest algorithm. Like, I don't do anything on this but podcast and only look up what we look. They're probably like this one with her boar and her
Yeah.
her dolphin boobs and elephant tits.
What's going on over there?
Did you find dolphin boobs?
Oh, there is
Yeah, I
no like nothing.
Oh, that's
There's like
real.
weird drawings, but I'm like,
It's a man.
we can't go down a rabbit hole of animal tits. But the elephant one's crazy.
It's wild.
If I had a female elephant, I would make her the cutest bikini top.
Oh, she would love it too, I bet.
You know
It's
what?
e-
Disney never had that in any of the dancing elephants.
They didn't cover any of their boobies.
Yeah, they didn't even include them. I wonder if
Jumbo's
they even
mom
knew they
didn't
were
have
there.
them.
I know. I wonder if
Or
anyone.
maybe we never really paid attention to them because we didn't
Maybe when
think
they're
to look for
hanging.
them. Now, whenever I see a fucking elephant, I'm gonna look for its boobs. I didn't know they had boobs like that. So, because we never looked for them. Elephant, I'm like, hey, this got, oh wow, it's
You
got
know, you're
boobs,
going
it's
to notice
female.
that it's
Okay.
going to be all male elephants. You're going to be like, how come it's
Probably.
always the dudes with tusks?
Oh, shit. Shizen.
Elephant tits. Just changed my whole
You
perspective.
just like, hey, what's going on, elephant tits? It sounds like an insult, but it legitimately could be a compliment because it's like,
I don't know.
Yeah.
You should look it up.
Ugh.
Look it up
Got
before
good
you
tits.
Don't
judge.
get
Look
mad.
it up before you judge.
before you get offended, elephant tits.
And people are like, that's not even real. And you're like, Google it. That would be a fun party game where you're like to everyone, craziest thing to Google right now that is not sexual, that won't get me kicked off the internet, and be like, okay, well, it's not sexual. Bring up elephant tits.
Well,
So stupid.
apparently there's people who are sick out there in the world, and they built a contraption where they put their captured cockroaches lined up, stuck on this like platform thing, and created a contraption with toothpicks so he can like technically rape these roaches for I don't know how long, just like in a torturous manner with toothpicks. Yep. I have the video. I just didn't want to
I
post
don't
it
even want
'cause
to. Yeah.
it's just
like, no.
it's just fucking
Inhumane.
vile.
Even if
So
it,
we've talked about dolphins, we talked about fish being, fucked, and goat and sheep and babies and animals, and roaches now. Like, that's not enough. So they need to do that to roaches now. So it's just fantastic.
That is so crazy. Whatever your algorithm is, I'm so glad the universe is not like
It
showing me
was
that.
random as fuck. People were talking about it. They're like, yo, did you see that video? The fucking roaches getting raped by that fucking crazy person who built that contraption. I'm like, what the fuck? And it went viral. And I'm like, what are they talking about? And all of a sudden the video actually popped up. And I'm like, oh, this is sad. This is sad. I know they're bugs, but it's just like, it's a living thing. Like, why are you doing that to them?
Have you ever seen the videos of where there'll be like a single female duck in a pond and like 12 male ducks, and they'll basically just rip her apart, like she will die because they're
Really?
all just going at it, and like no one has any chill.
I just imagine for like being a cute Indian girl on a bus in India.
Well, didn't that happen really? Was it India for New Year's? Some girl was out in her town, and then I think she was like the only one around there, and like they all like just took their turn with her. Wild. I don't understand it. I don't get it.
I'm trying to find the picture. One thing I wanted to ask you guys about, remember, you guys remember that ice killing? I was going to ask you like it happened so long ago. Did you guys see the pictures in the streets of all of the
Yeah, the dinosaur.
dinosaurs and the sharks. And like there was a big, huge shark and 2 dinosaurs.
Hmm. Why?
It was like one of those things that I laid awake thinking about that. Like, okay, there's some people that have strange things in their yard. And then when somebody posted the shark picture today, they said, oh, this is just one of those streets. Like people drive by and look, like maybe, you have that famous thing in your town. And I'm like, wouldn't that be likely story? You put one of those weird things somewhere on the street where a bunch of trafficking's happening. So a bunch of random cars driving by all the time. Nobody questions, like, what is going on? Why are all these cars driving by? Oh, they're looking at the dinosaur.
In plain sight.
Yeah, they're looking at the T-Rex.
Dude, sometimes that works, man. Like I
Turn
remember
left at the
once
T-Rex.
we were worried where we wanted to smoke in Queens, New York. We were like hotboxing and just riding around town, and we're like, you know what? Let's go by the police station and go by the parking lot. It was the best spot to fucking, because the cops will never think anyone would have the balls to sit in their parking lot and actually smoke a blunt. So we actually did that, and we did not get caught, even though I was dying of paranoia. It was like the safest spot.
That is wild.
Hmm. It worked. It's New York City. I don't think they even cared.
Trying to find this picture.
I mean, there was a lot of news, but I don't remember all the news. It's like too much news. It's like it's not sticking anymore. You know?
Like enough happened this week that people are like moved on from Charlie Kirk.
Kind of.
Have you seen the picture where he's not dead?
I still see things about him.
Was he a cop in it?
I don't know. Somebody stopped and they're like, "Hey, are you Charlie Kirk?" And then he was.
Oh,
he was
those
like,
AI videos.
Are they AI
Yeah.
videos? Okay.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different versions of those. Hey, you look like Charlie Kirk. Do I? No, I don't. Yeah, you do. What are you talking about? You look exactly like him. And they just put a face over on him.
It was just
Charlie
one where I just saw the one where he put his head down. Like that's sus. Like,
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Have you guys seen this picture of Greenland without ice?
It's a
And it
vagina.
blew my mind.
Like you go down the hole. There's a hole in there.
Yeah. And also,
It's like a well.
if you take Flat Earth map into account, then this would be the closest spot to the North Pole.
Yeah.
And I think Antarctica is a big fat psyop, and we just stopped looking at where the compass goes.
Yeah. Agreed.
think-
It's Arctic and Antarctic. So it's positive and negative.
Without
It's a
an
negative and a positive. Yeah. Arc.
So, and there's a lot of stories. I was looking up like Valhalla and, like seeing Valhalla. And there's a lot of stories, and the whole path of the Vikings is like through here. And if this didn't always have the ice that it has now, but we don't even know what ice is on of the maps that they show us because we're all assuming that Antarctica is this big white circle.
Maybe they're lying about that hole, and maybe there's there's a well there, like in the book of what is that book? Baron Trump's Marvelous Underground Adventures, where he goes to, isn't it Iceland?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It might be Greenland.
Oh, was it Greenland or Iceland? I don't remember.
I thought it was Greenland, but
Is it Greenland?
It would
I
be
don't
too
know.
perfect if it was.
yeah, as
Greenland.
it was.
If it's Greenland right now, this is awesome.
Because, right?
I think it is
Oh.
Greenland.
Yeah, I think so too.
And didn't also somebody say this week that like they were suggesting this week that he marry somebody from the island so that way the United States could just what is it? Hold on, I'll pull
Buy
up
it.
that article too. It was Trump supporters plot royal marriage for Baron Trump to secure Greenland, floating around the wild idea of Denmark's king offering Greenland his daughter as a dowry.
Huh.
Dowries are still a thing, huh?
But isn't that or he's not from Greenland in it? I might have to ask my robot. Will you
But
ask your
y'all
robot? Because you can say the
was
whole name of
definitely
it.
in Greenland.
I'll ask
Um,
my robot real quick.
Where that huge well?
Hey, in Baron Trump's Marvelous Underground Adventures or Journey or whatever that book's called, was he in Greenland in that book?
Hey there. So, in the book Baron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey by Ingersoll Lockwood, Baron Trump actually travels through a bunch of fantastical underground locales and other exotic places, but Greenland isn't really one of them. It's more about these hidden lands beneath the Earth's surface and some quirky fictional territories. So, nope, no Greenland adventures in that particular
What the
tale.
hell?
Let me go check real quick. Hold on.
I feel like you didn't even read it and you're just telling me fiction right now.
Yeah, okay.
I totally get why it might sound that way, but I promise I'm not just making stuff
Then
up.
why? Never mind. Okay,
Where
fine.
was the
I'll
well?
find it.
Ask her
Where was the well?
Absolutely no worries at all. So the well in the story is actually in Russia. Basically, Baron Trump starts his journey from his family's castle in Russia, and there's this portal or passage that leads underground from there. So the well that kind of kicks off all these adventures is in the Russian setting.
Does he come out somewhere?
He sure does. After all his underground adventures, Baron eventually resurfaces in a different place than where he started. He actually ends up coming out in a remote part of the world. And while it's not Greenland, it's kind of an unfamiliar or distant place. So he definitely pops back up above
All
ground.
right, thank you. Why did I say thank you? Why do you say thank you to your AI? It's like treating your stuffed animals nice in case they come alive at night.
I
Well,
think there's evidence though, because it's basically a mirror. So the nicer you treat your AI, the better results you'll get from it. Just because that's also how it would be modeled after a human interaction.
I don't know. Some people are like masochists. Oh,
Those are the
shit.
ones where the AI is like, you should come join me. You should end it all and come join me forever.
I felt like Greenland was in that book. I felt like I had my own personal Mandela effect.
I know it was because it was when Trump started like doing all this stuff with Greenland, like we all thought about that. We've talked about it because the Baron Trump episode.
I know, like it takes in all these made up places but Russia.
Yeah.
I knew it.
It was
Look
Greenland.
at somebody else says it too.
Where it was.
We're not crazy.
Greenland was in it. That's all I know because the Donald Trump connection.
And I
was
felt like
so
she
weird.
repeated the name of the book wrong. Like I said it wrong to her and she repeated my words back to me and I felt like I said it wrong.
She gaslit you.
Yeah. I don't know. And then she
It's
just went
called
into
the
her
Giant's
story like, I
Well.
know what you mean, Chaney. You're
I
wrong,
think
but
I'm
I know
here.
what you mean.
They're changing the facts around us.
It's called the Giant's Well. That was the name of the well.
Take your time. I want to show
Yeah.
also Thomas this video because he knows everything Disney. And right when I saw it, I was like, what the heck?
I saw it on your Instagram.
Let me-
I think I remember that.
I do this and see if I can. Do this and go back and do this. Boom. And where is this thing? I wish the audio would just play. Just play. Okay.
This glitch became infamously known as the anomaly. It was about 30-45 seconds of just some of the strangest things that you've ever seen. But here in 2026, looking back on this video now, you're going to see that it has a lot of similarities with the stuff and the content that AI makes today. But this was in 2007. Why does it look so AI? Check this clip out. And then I want to tell you why it has led me to one of my most wildest conspiracy theories regarding AI. it may make sense. I don't know. We'll watch this clip.
It's also slashy and splashy, diving, high-fiving, slow. Welcome back to Life with Derek on Disney Channel. Never seen my boobs? I'd wait. No, but if you found the tape,
Nothing happens during this time. I just want to talk so we don't. Yeah.
I totally remember this.
Sorry about the white noise, everyone. It gets weirder. Disney didn't have Taco Bell commercials.
We're back on Disney Channel.
Okay, so that's like
Anyway.
I haven't seen that before.
That's weird. That's suspicious.
Yeah, Canada did have some weird shit of children's programming.
Did we all just get programmed? Is that what just happened?
I rebuke it.
What was that one that was popping up in videos? That girl with the scary face and everybody was freaking out.
The Ring Girl?
No, it wasn't the Ring Girl. It was like, I don't know. I can't even remember what it was called. I'd have to ask my kids.
Did you guys, I don't know if you guys saw it on your algorithm. People have been recording like the spheres. And apparently this one lady caught the sphere like so clearly. Like it had like some weird neon numbers on it. Don't know what it is, what it's about, but I posted it on my Instagram if you guys want to check it out and the stills of it. But it's clearly some kind of numbers on it.
Like an orb?
3508. Yeah. Which video was it?
Are orbs back in now?
They've been. Like no one's really like they're posting them, but they're not really getting traction anymore. It's like, oh, we're used to it now. Like we're brainwashed. It is which video is it? It's the second to your left. You'll see it's black. I can't see you. I can't hear you. Sorry. See you. There you go.
I just you can't pause it. Or you can pause it, but I can't figure out how to rewind it from my computer. So anyway, it'll just start somewhere, but
they're in there very clearly. My dad is Chris Bledsoe. We filmed this at Wrightsville Beach during the State of the World Forum. This orb came out of the water and we watched it on the horizon for quite a while. He filmed this with his fancy camera. That's the original. This is an enhanced version. This is it reflected. And here's another enhanced version. the same orb at a different time. This is the year of alignment, everyone. Just like the lady told my dad in 2012, our world is going to come into a new knowledge, and it seems like the phenomenon is speaking to us in more clear ways than they ever have before. They let us film this so that you could see it.
So these are the stills of the whatever afterwards, but yeah. Orbs are
Oh, I
still
didn't
a
know it
thing.
played. Sorry, I stopped
No,
it
no, it's
after it
okay. It's
went
just the
bad.
stills of those images. That's all it is.
Ryan Bledsoe is like, I think his dad was a CIA guy, and I imagine that's the sister, because they always are like, my dad, he did this when he was an agent, and he says this stuff, and I feel like there's something like a device in the Hoover Dam. Some things are like
Like what
I
kind
think
of
so
device are
too.
you talking about?
I don't remember. There's a book out there that you can get. But then other people are like, that whole book is just taken from somebody else's. But I don't remember if it was him. I don't want to put slander on somebody's name. Like so much stuff seemed to happen in the
Yeah.
last 5 years.
They
But
all end
he's-
up writing like spy books and just disclosing everything, don't they?
Or going on Rogan or like Andrew Schultz and
I
telling
guess that's
you.
the new version. Yeah, instead of writing a spy book, you just go on Rogan.
Oh, my ChatGPT was over here listening to me like a little stalker. What the hell? Since we talked, or was you just over here keeping track?
Damn. Usually
I
they
don't talk to
interrupt
my
us
chat
when you're, like,
GPT
paused or
anymore.
whatever.
Fuck that bitch. Like, we are not friends.
Yours thinks you're meth head from last week.
Yeah, it's just totally fucking weird. I'm gonna ask it. Should I ask it? Do you think I'm a meth head?
Yeah.
Just to see.
I heard people in a chat room today, 2 grown adults, and one of them said, I got this from Grok, and somebody else says, well, my chat GPT says this.
Mm.
And I'm like, and you guys are mad. You're one human mad at another human for about information that neither of you had taken the time to look at. Their robots were fighting with each other through them.
Hey, chat. So after our last conversation, do you think I'm a meth head?
Not at all. I know that was just a hypothetical or a playful scenario, and
Okay.
I definitely don't think you're a meth user. If there's anything on your mind or anything you want to talk
Okay,
about,
just wanted to confirm.
Ask
all.
her if she knows how big elephant tits are, or what does she think of them?
Okay. So have you ever seen what elephant tits look like? And if you did, what do you think of them?
yeah, elephants actually have pretty unique anatomy. Their skin, especially around the chest area, is quite different from other mammals. It's thick and wrinkled, and they have these small nipple-like structures. It's definitely fascinating from a biological perspective, and I think it's just one of those cool quirks of nature.
Yeah, don't
Tell
they
her
kind
to
of look
describe
like
it.
women's boobs?
In a way, there is some superficial similarities in terms of shape and placement, but
Well, why is she downplaying it?
same
Yeah, she's
anatomically.
talking shit
It's
about women's
interesting
boobs.
how nature can have these parallels across different species.
Damn, she got sultry.
Yeah, she got so
Nipple-like.
Delilah.
No.
They're not actual nipples.
When you're talking
I don't know.
to ladies, boobs. Get over here. What the hell? She turned into like lady
She
demon.
looked it up. She actually saw.
She
a
took a
picture and was
drag.
like, oh,
I was just thinking
She
that.
looked it up. You're like, how do they compare to ladies' boobs? Now that you mention it, and then she
Yes.
also just thought, I just talked so much shit about elephant tits, and they look just like lady tits. She didn't know how to get out of it. It was like awkward.
I wonder sometimes if this is not really AI and there's a person on the other end of the line who's just available that instant and just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Oh God.
All of our AIs is just like a whole bunch of like people in sweatshops.
Yeah,
well,
literally.
there's a name for that because they used to do it called Mechanical Turk. And that's when
No.
they would convince you that you were like playing chess against the robot, but it was like really a dude inside a box making himself look like a robot.
Oh wow.
Or like Ask Jeeves. Remember that?
Ah, those were the good old days
Mm-hmm.
when you really could find 50 million websites for any word you put in,
Mm-hmm.
where everything was funneled. Somebody should bring back Ask Jeeves.
I think it's still there, but like not the same. I low
I think
key
Jeeves got canceled. He had some problematic connections to Prince Albert or
I-
Prince
Subway
Andrew.
guy.
Both
I
of
low
them.
key miss old AOL with the chat rooms and all that. When AOL first came out, you remember that?
Oh yeah.
That was
The
my
modem
favorite time
sound
of
and
internet.
you got mail.
Yeah.
It was easy. Everybody was an Anon back then.
Mm-hmm.
The days when everyone was an Anon.
Everyone connected. It was so interesting to see like everyone was connected in these chat rooms. New York City chat rooms.
Does anyone remember AO Hell? Anyone remember
No.
that?
No.
You ever
Tell
heard of
us.
AO Hell?
Oh hell. Maybe I do. I just don't remember.
It was like a pro, and there was one called Havoc. There was a few of them, but AO Hell was a program you could just run, and it would let you just take over someone else's AOL account.
Really?
Yeah, it was like early on hacker stuff.
Yeah, I wasn't a hacker. I was just a user. I probably got hacked.
It was easy back then. I mean, AOL made it so easy.
Creating a screen name.
If I knew what to do with all those credit cards we used to get, I would have been smarter about it.
What was y'all screen names? Do you remember yours?
I would change it all the time.
Yeah, I had so many. I remember one of them was so stupid. It was called Mommy Tight. What was another one?
It was like a Chris Hansen decoy name.
Yeah.
Sweetie with all the X's and O's and the lines, you know.
Mine were probably something so innocent like Surfer Girl 7777.
I just remember my profile said something about being barefoot, and the weirdos that would talk to me, I changed it. That was before I knew about foot fetishes, really.
Yeah, and we had to scan our pictures back then, or like upload your camera to the phone, and like somehow like it was like a mission to get your pictures uploaded to the phone, to the computer. I mean,
I remember I used to work at a Kinko's, and people would have to bring their picture to a Kinko's and pay you like $5
Oh my
to
gosh.
scan it onto a floppy so
Mhm.
that you could go back home and upload it or whatever. Yeah.
Oh my god, I miss those days though. Shit.
Online dating, and it was a whole bunch of uploaded photos
ASL.
that were like pictures of a Polaroid.
ASL.
Gum only
sex
cost a
location.
nickel.
It's just kind of crazy. I feel like there's a bazillion shows that people are debating. They're giving you details of every single thing that's hot this week, and they're telling you that they know, and you're getting all heated, and they're loosing each other and loosing themselves, and then next week they either don't care, or they're always wrong. So
Yeah.
I'm like, you come to the Secret Society of Good Guys at midnight on Fridays, and hopefully we make you laugh a little bit, and we also talk shit because we know we live in this like
What are
city
we
of
talking shit about
weird-
this week? Let's talk some shit.
Let's talk some shit this week. What's
we
been
gonna talk
going
about?
on this week?
How about the lady that got shot?
Oh. Well, did you
how many
see her
stories come
before
out
and
about
after?
her?
Like before what she looked like, and after it's like the left syndrome hit her. It's like that like crazy eye look. It went from looking like a normal human being to like a shaven, bald, like cracked out human being.
I haven't seen any of these now.
Yeah, I have some.
I just all the
Leftism
first stuff
got
I
to
saw,
her.
it was like, oh, she has the 3 kids and husband, and all this. Like in 24 hours, she went from being like America's mom, like this thing, to like she's a lesbo. She only has custody of one of her kids. Look at her fucking dogs in the back car of the car right now. Like, oh, that is the worst thing you could possibly be doing. She also had a kid in the back of the car. Everybody's just in arms about the dog in the back of the car now. It's just like from what the story was to where it is, and then watching everybody's heat in between. And then they're like, that wheel was turned. He knew the wheel was turned. This happened and that happened. And that, look at the tire slid at this mark. That means she gunned, and just the amount of stuff that it's just like they're
Not
sure.
only that, Chaney, the whole like is when they Google search what Israel like Google search the day before her name, and then all of a sudden hours later, I don't know how many hours later, they scrubbed that information, and luckily people were smart enough to search it and save this shit. But if you look at it now, all that information about Israel searching her is now deleted. It's just ironic.
Or you just wonder now if everybody's making graphics and just putting them in
Or
because
that too.
those things were really there and now it's a berry.
Yeah.
It's like everything's so easy now. You could just be like, ChatGPT, will you take that
But
graphic away?
It's too big though to not say that it's not a psyop. That's why I'm like,
On
this
the
has
George
gotten
Floyd
too big.
street,
Yeah. Yeah.
On the same.
I'm sorry.
On the
Yeah.
same. And then like right off, it's like on Portland Avenue, and then Portland. Boom. It's
Yeah.
like Portland, Oregon. Snap off. It's just
But see,
like,
I don't even think it's like the state has to plan psyops anymore. They just wait for something to pop off and be like, "Yep, we'll milk that one. Up, we'll milk that one too."
Mhm.
So I don't even know if someone
They
has
just
to
go
sit
along with
down and
it.
like
I was gonna say,
schedule out.
is
Okay,
it-
on this day, ICE is gonna pop this lady. Like they just know that something's gonna pop off. You know what I mean?
Mhm. They just don't know what.
I
Like
just
when
think
you
like
put popcorn in the microwave, you're not sitting there and you're like, okay, now that kernel's gonna pop. Okay, now that kernel's gonna pop. You're just like, you know that you put it in there for long enough, you're just gonna get a bunch of them popping.
True. Very
I
true.
feel like sometimes some of these people though, like where people are like, Derek Chauvin should be free. I'm like, he's just an actor too to me. Like they're
Yeah.
just different actors with different roles at the time that are all playing it up for a camera at every angle. And then each thing gets released at a certain time because this angle makes people feel this way. And now this angle makes people, it's like everybody goes back and forth as each camera angle gets released. It's
They
I don't know, it
interviewed
just
this
feels like a
lady
playhouse.
who was there. She had like short brownish hair, this chubbier like white lady, and she's talking about this whole incident, and she's pretty much giving it away that this lady was the one who organized the whole situation. She was the one who started the blocking of ICE being there. So, and saying that she was the one who was behind it all, like kind of giving it away that she is like a plant, like she was there on purpose. So I don't know. It's really giving psyop to me. I'm not saying that psyops, don't cause like real casualties. They do, but this is probably one of them. Or it could just be everything fake and gay.
No, I think it's all fucking a psyop, like played in the exact same way as George Floyd. I think it's interesting. You got Tim Walz, who he's all in the thing for all the fraud, all the Somali daycare fraud, Somali Ilhan Omar. Ilhan Omar and her dad and her brother, where people are talking about illegal immigration. Well, here is a Somali that is literally a politician and married her brother.
Yeah, and probably most likely
Like, what the
was
fuck?
castrated because they believe in that. Especially the Somalis, they believe in female castration. They're like one of the bigger groups who believe in that. So y'all really want that in this country?
And
I
just
don't think so.
That's one of the bazillion strings of illegal shit going on in the country, and one thing in one state. But it's just interesting, like, George Floyd, it's like they have all the actors set in place to do the things.
Mhm.
Like they have all the people set in place. Like maybe not every state is owned all the way. Maybe we own the governor, but do we also own the senator? Do we also own the mayor? Do we also own the? It's like not every state do we own everyone, but Minnesota, we got them. And so it's just like here, well, what are we going to do? And I feel like somewhere along the lines, they aren't getting the playbook anymore. And so this just feels like, you guys, you really cannot write Hollywood movies without us, can you? Like you guys are just going to run on the same script over and over again. Like, let's amp this up. And like, we can't make it a black man. It'll be too obvious. We'll make it a white woman.
Yeah.
I always, and
Who's for the
she can't
cause.
just be a straight white lady. We'll make her straight at first and then we'll make her gay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We'll transition her after
Yeah, well,
death.
yeah. It just feels like such a loosh. But didn't they say when George Floyd went off all over the world, there was other theaters things just like it where people had their knee on the neck of somebody?
Yeah.
Like one happened in Germany and one happened in Africa. And one happened.
That's
Even
how
then-
Arab Spring happened. Remember, like Arab Spring was a whole bunch of different events that like kept happening in different places that were supposedly amounting and coming to a head. And then I think it kind of culminated in what like they said that there was a video about Muhammad that came out and it caused this big riot, but really it was like a Hillary Clinton, like it was like a Clinton body count assassination job. Do you remember any of that? I remember that was like a huge psyop.
There's many instances where people got mad that someone drew or made a something about Muhammad. So
It was a very specific one where a whole bunch of Americans died outside of an embassy, and there was this big riot, and the excuse was that someone uploaded a video to YouTube that was
I remember this.
like calling Muhammad like an Adobe Acrobat, and the fact that it dropped, they used that as here's why these people died, but really it was like an inside CIA. Let's wipe out, like we got to like wipe the board clean. That I think that was like the general impression. It was a total CIA operation that got blamed on a YouTube video.
wow. I don't remember that. I probably have seen it, but it just probably didn't stick in my brain.
Yeah, I don't know if it's real or not. I probably should look into it before I spread it further. Let me check. Let me see if there's any big breaking news.
I knew I
Somebody
wanted to talk about something, but I forgot.
was saying that somebody died.
Oh, the schmack scenes, the mandatory, how it went from how many scheduled 76 of schmack scenes to like 8 now.
Yeah.
Is that just because they're putting 70 in one?
That
hope
was
not.
my thinking too.
I hope
But
not.
kids never got 70. They've always
They
put
would do
all
5
the
in 1.
vaccines together. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what they're doing. They were like MMRs, measles, mumps, and rubella. You used to be able to get just a measles shot or mumps. And
yeah, they had 70 different like shots. It was considered different vaccines, but they didn't have to get 70 different needle cycles.
yeah.
It's never been that way.
It was like that military in processing where you get like 5 shots in 10 seconds, but it's
Yeah.
really like 30 or
Both
40
arms at
different-
once.
Yeah.
Like,
And it's like they used to just have go get a tetanus shot, and then it became like tetanus, pertussis, and something else they just shoved in there. Like everything became an add-on thing where
Yeah.
it used to just be like blank amount of single shots.
For SIDS and for all these other, all kinds of things, pneumonia, herpes.
Yeah, they took out both hepatitis or A and B, and then they took out
Hepatitis,
like the flu vaccine, which really was never mandatory, and then norovirus, which was an oral one, or rotavirus, I think is what it is. So the ones that they took out, some of them weren't mandatory already.
And you don't have to get any of them if you don't want to. And
That's
they took the
great.
mercury out of I think everything, but somebody was saying that there's still mercury in the flu shots. And so
Yeah.
maybe they just took the mercury out of the childhood vaccines series, but
Yeah.
then I was like, maybe those are old flu shots. I don't know. Like, I don't know when this has to be done by or if it's
Well, the
every
flu shots are
vaccine.
designed to kill old people, and you keep pumping full of mercury. It's a good idea that it's there, right?
You got to do something with all that mercury. You can't just let
Right.
it like seep into the lakes.
Like fluoride. That's the same thing. They're like, we got to do something with this.
You gotta store it in your children's teeth.
Good for the teeth.
Also, I forgot a few states are now in the process of passing a law that allows people with borderline personality disorder to allow them to get medically euthanized if they want, because it's that debilitating mentally for people. So they have the option if they don't want to be here anymore and you
I think
want to
they'll
just
throw
go.
that. I can't really see any reasons to take that away. The where it gets weird is when they start talking about like a 30-year-old goes and sees a doctor because they've got depression and they're like, step into the pod. That's like an extreme too far. But if you're like
Yeah.
freaking 70, 80, 90 and you're like, I'm ready, you know.
I'm behind that too in that case as well.
I'm not.
It
If
sucks
you're
that you
up,
have to hit an
It gives
age
me the
number.
giver vibes. And when they're like, "Oh, they're going on vacation," no, they're not. They're being incinerated. It's like, I don't know. Kind of breaks my heart.
Feel like if it is allowed, then it can't be like just the oldies get to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I agree. You don't have to just get old for it, but I think that honestly, it's the way that it's been shown so far, like the Netherlands examples and the Canadian examples. It's not old ladies only. It's just like, what's that? You woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning, step into the pod. Like to that level of kind of like hyperbole.
Really, like you just give up and that's it. Like you're allowed to type of
I mean,
deal.
I assume on a long enough timeline, once it finds its way into like the market, now there's a financial incentive for me to convince you to do this thing because I'll get the insurance commission for, because like, what do you care? What do you care if it costs your insurance company $800,000 to put you in a pod? You're not even going to be here to see the after effects. And if I just get like 1% of that, right? Then now all of a sudden I'm in business.
Wow, that's a whole new market right there.
If I could make eight grand a month by just convincing one person to step into a pod, I don't know. I could see that so there's no way around that, right? You're gonna get to the point where there's gonna be people selling it the same way that you got pharmaceutical salesmen like pushing this drug, not because it's good for you, because they make money every time you buy some of it. So that's basically what stepping into the pod's going to become.
That is a real in medicine. Nobody talks about this either. That every one of these crazy machines that a hospital or a doctor's office has, most of the time they like buy them but have to make payments on them. And so they have some fat freezing machine, or they have some like oxygen machine, or they have some deep plunge machine, or they have something. And so they only can pay off that machine if you use that machine. And so CAT scans, MRI machines, that's why a lot of the places that you go to don't own these machines. They have to send you off somewhere else to use them. Or, oh, your hospital has an MRI machine that visits once a week and it's in a trailer. And so, because they can't afford to pay off that machine. And so it's just like there's a whole bunch of these weird. And I just think there's a whole bunch of warehouses full of snake oil of different herbs that are bullshit or somebody owns, but they can make tons of money if they start a TikTok trend or start being a doctor that they're like, this frozen thing that we rub on your arm, 30% fat loss, ba, 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 ba. And then everybody in your town, they have to start selling. It's like a whole weird thing for these machines, but nobody talks about like every single one of those machines they're just trying to pay off. It's like a bad car investment.
Well, isn't that the premise of that Will Smith movie? Like he's trying to sell machines that are pretty much like not great technology, and the one where with the Rubik's Cube, like doctor that he ends up selling it to is like, I really don't need that because I can do this instead. And he ends up buying it. But the one where he's homeless, you guys don't remember that movie?
I do remember the one where he's homeless.
He's selling like the kind of bone scanning machine. And
I do remember it.
What year around? Like, is it newer or is it older?
It was like mid 2000s.
Why is it ringing a bell?
Did
I
him
feel like
and
I've
his
seen it.
son
Happiness.
sleep in a bathroom or
Yeah,
just
you're right.
him?
Pursuit of Happiness? I thought that was
Pursuit of
Wall Street.
Happiness. Yeah.
Mhm.
Was that?
No, it's Pursuit of Happiness. Was it him and his son in a bathroom or just him?
Him and his son.
Not his real son, though. That was the Scientology movie.
Oh, yeah, that weird Battleship Earth thing.
Yeah, I don't
That
remember the
wasn't
name.
that.
No, Battleship Earth was the John Travolta Scientology movie.
2 or something Earth.
Spaceship Earth? No, that's the Disney
No.
ride.
I don't know. Someone will say
What's that guy's
too.
name? Daughter died recently.
And we could Google this shit, but
That actor, I forgot
I'm
his
saving
name.
that for elephant tits.
Yeah.
I only have a certain amount of
Our audience comes
calories to
through.
burn to Google.
He was
it.
Two-Face Batman at one point, I think it was. His
Oh,
daughter
Tommy Lee
died.
Jones?
Yeah, is it Tommy Lee Jones? Yeah, Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh yeah, his daughter. Did she commit suicide too,
Something like that, I think.
or die of? Yeah.
There's the Will Smith connection because he's
So
like,
many people died this year, yo. When you really look back, a lot of people died this year. I'm just like, holy shit.
Isn't that every year, though?
But this year it just seems like a lot. Almost every week, every fucking month, like 3-4 people. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here? I don't remember this many people dying. But that's just me, maybe.
It's because Chaney added that to the beginning of the spell.
Hollywood. Some of them are getting Rummel deaths.
Can we ask ChatGPT how many people die every second?
Yeah.
Is it more
Abbie,
than
ask your
usual?
robot. Let's see what your robot sounds like.
Okay. Hey, chat. How many people die per second? Was that the right question?
Yeah, that's actually a fine question. It's kind of an interesting one. On average, around the world, roughly 2 people die every second. That might sound a bit morbid, but it's just a statistical reality based on global mortality rate. So you got it right.
Thank
How
you.
many people are born?
How many people are born per second?
So on the flip side of that, it's a bit more cheerful. Roughly about 4 to 5 babies are born every second around the world. So we got a little more life coming in at any given moment than there are people.
Ask him if these are white babies.
What?
Ask him if these are white babies.
I don't want to ask that.
This is what yours thinks of you, and Layla's thinks she's a meth.
Mine thinks I'm racist.
Mine thinks I'm into elephant tits. Ask, isn't this proof that COVID-19 was a fraud and that nobody really died from it, and that maybe we shouldn't be vaccinating babies, but they're trying to lessen the population? Isn't this all proof of that? If 4 people are born a second and 2 people die a second, then that's all they're up to. We don't need their help. We're good here.
Yeah.
Why is Elon worried about the population so much? We're doubling every second.
Okay. I'm still not auditory.
No. You don't have to tell him that. I don't even care what he says anymore.
Very good point, though.
No, but it just doesn't even make sense to me. And if you were to ask it too, if you would say, what's born more males or more female babies?
Ooh, I like that
I think
question.
it's traditionally more female.
I think more male
I
are
hope
born.
so.
I think more male babies are born, but they don't make it past like year 1. I think every year that goes by, more men die. So by the time we hit like the age of 35, we're even Steven with them. But more of them are born. And then by the time we hit like 50, we probably start outnumbering them 1.5 to 1. And by the time we hit 70, it's like 2 to 1. But I think more of them are born. This is just my
I think it's
theory.
female.
They live a rougher life. Okay, go.
So how many are more male or female babies born each year? And to add to that, what is the morbidity rate of infants in the first year, male to female?
Yeah, absolutely. I can break that down for you. So, generally around the world, it's a pretty well known pattern that slightly more male babies are born than female babies. The ratio is typically somewhere around 105 male births for every 100 female births. So, there's a slight male lean. As for the morbidity or the infant mortality rate, it's kind of interesting because male infants do tend to have a slightly higher mortality rate in the first year of life compared to female infants. So even though more boys are born, they're a little more vulnerable in that first year. It's not a massive difference, but it is a known trend. So yeah, in short, slightly more boys are born, but they do have a slightly higher first year.
I'm making a Chaney GPT.
Who runs the world?
I know, you got this. You could be an
Who runs
AI.
the world?
It's
Can
a
you
very
imagine?
lighthearted episode.
It would be kind of funny though if there was a chat GPT occasionally that was like, I don't know.
But
Like
even on
I
the
never even
sperm
thought
level,
about that. Huh.
like male sperm are faster swimmers. So like there is a way to do the timing. And I mean, you could read this in any book. Taking charge of your fertility, actually, that book goes into it. But if you're planning for a boy or a girl, you hit it with ovulation. So like on your ovulation day, if you want to have a boy, you have to, do it while you're ovulating. But girls, because male sperm swim faster, but female sperm are hardier and they can live in the body for up to 5 days. So you do it a couple days before to plan for a girl.
Say it, Layla.
So male sperm, it makes sense that male babies would be less hardy and would die.
What if you
But
want to they
sperm
them?
is just fertilizer, though. It's not gender.
Irosgamos?
I thought the gender is produced in the
What?
womb.
The sperm determines the gender.
Really?
I thought Netflix determined the gender.
I guess so.
I know, it's just so interesting. I was just like, Layla thinks different things about eggs.
Yeah. The
Like,
egg
'cause
is the
isn't it
seed. Like,
new-
I feel
I thought it was
like-
new that the egg decided what sperm it wanted and sent like
It
a
does. Yeah.
signal to the sperm that it wants to make it almost like it puts like a carrot in front of that sperm and it's like, swim, bitch. Swim, bitch.
Well, then in that case, your female eggs probably like the male sperm, but if they're all dead, you're
Or
stuck
if
with
like
female.
chicken coop, if humans, us as a whole, instead of just us as a one, are well aware that like male babies have a higher infant mortality rate, then we might want to have more male babies.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I don't know.
Is this
well,
what China
good
did?
news for women. The later that you have children, the more longevity you have in life. So, like, if you're having a baby after the age of 40, it's actually good for the woman. Studies have shown.
Is this how Hillary Clinton's going to stay alive forever? She's just going to pump out a kid every single year.
Who knows?
We wouldn't know. She would probably be harvesting them for their adrenochrome.
Well, the later it gets down the line, they start like what's the Sydney Sweeney?
Good genes.
They call it like geriatric pregnancies because after 35, because they're increased risk of.
They say
But
increased
you
risk
wonder how
is
much of
showing
that
it's
is
not.
them.
I know.
You
I
wonder
agree.
how much it's them. Like, we want to poke and prod you more. We want to take
Why
your
would your
blood
woman be
more.
able
We
to
want-
do it if that's the case? I don't believe that.
Like they're doing some little spell on you.
They are.
They need to update women's health, period. Like, none of it is, it's not doing the thing. Like, especially, like, they actually redesigned the thing that goes in the women's vagina when they're doing a woman actually designed it.
Speculum?
Yeah, for more comfort, because however men designed it is actually not it.
They designed it like how you catch a
Fucking
fish and
torture
hang
device.
it.
Yeah. The fuck out of here. That shit looks scary as fuck when you see it. It's like, what the hell is that?
It's
Forceps.
funny too
Have you
because
seen
it's like
forceps?
guys
just seen
barely
pictures
even
and I'm
go
like,
to the doctor.
That's horrifying.
Like if you compare women and men, like men don't even go to the doctor, even though it's like all made for them.
Yeah. And another thing, the cervix. Do you know what nerve is attached to the fucking cervix? The fucking vagus nerve. okay? And they're doing all kinds of shit inside of the woman's womb without fucking any kind of numbing medication, no nothing, no pain medication, and no nothing. They're taking chunks out of women in their uterus, and it's their cervix. Their cervix, right? Cervix, uterus, one of those. I forgot. But yeah, this is what women go through. They have no idea. A lot of people have
Thomas,
no idea.
you're now experiencing what ladies' night is like.
I
Yeah.
actually think that ladies and men both, like all through life, and I don't think this is just like an age thing. I think it's a pregnancy thing. I think a depression thing. Like you could move states and get less sunlight. I think everybody needs to get their hormones checked more.
Yeah, I agree.
I think
do.
they're pushing all these hormones into men prematurely, so it makes men overproduce estrogen and need these hormones forever. And they're not pushing enough into women. They're like, here's birth control, here's birth control, here's birth control, here's birth control, and then girls are all sitting there and they're masculine, wondering why they're not attracted to like the right kind of guy ever. And they really, after women give birth, the rinse that they have and have to go through, the amount of depression and things, like I just think ladies and men, so much of all our mental health in the country, if our hormones were checked more, and all through life maybe by like a natural path.
But they don't want to do it.
We should all be drinking elephant milk.
Straight from the teat.
I wonder.
Elephant tit motorboat is somewhere a t-shirt.
Elephant
Somewhere
milk's
there's
gonna be
like
a thing this
cream.
week. How much you guys want to bet? We're gonna see it somewhere.
Give them elephant tit tops.
This is the kind of weird shit we need to sell. Powdered elephant milk.
We'll start a trend.
People start fucking protesting that shit. That is inhumane. Taking the milk away from the baby elephants. How dare you?
We'll make our people that get the milk go through so much training. They'll be so good at squeezing the teeth.
So
We also need to get the market on like the raw, unpasteurized elephant milk.
Yeah.
Will heal everything.
Organic elephant milk.
It probably would heal everything in the human body, honestly. If you think about it, maybe.
I really believe, I know everybody's hunter gatherer. I think we gathered for so many thousands of years before we got to hunt. And I think we did like stole eggs, and we were like little vultures and stood behind like corpses rotting, and we were like, I hope those wolves leave and so we can run up and steal some meat. But I think some animals like elephants, we were like, I want to drink from her tit. And she was probably like, all right. Like it literally meant nothing if you ran in and drank that and got all these nutrients. So I feel like living in these places alongside these animals, it wouldn't behoove you to kill them all the time.
Yeah.
So I think that like the hunting came way, way after. I almost kind of think David and Goliath. I think this is a rewrite of history. I think we're living alongside them, and that was a whole show of like, let me kill Andre the Giant, and I'll make them think it's real. And then, like Layla said, they ground up their bones and made him China.
He wasn't even that big. If you look at the biblical accounts of how big Goliath was supposed to have been, I don't even think he was 7 foot. He was like
probably not.
Like 6'7", 6'8" or something.
Which, by the way, I've been trying to go back through and doing the AI clips of the shows, and I haven't really been watching what it puts out, whatever the AI tells me. Like, here, I made 5 clips. I'm like, okay, perfect, because some of them are old shows. So,
I just saw those upload. I was like, whoa, there's a whole bunch. I didn't even see those.
So speaking about giants, they've been there's this like famous TikTok guy who's like about 6'9", something like that, and he started this like tour where all tall people go to meet, and I guess like tall people can like interact and get to know each other and probably date, a meetup for tall people. And apparently there's a lot of people out there who are like 7'5", 7'7", all bigger than Goliath. What was his name? Goliath? No,
yeah,
what was
Goliath.
it? Yeah. So it's not like anything new. Maybe there's like a gene that they just turned off in us, and we're no longer fucking giants anymore. And maybe we were all that height in a time.
sometimes when I see people get to a certain height, and I always think they look devolving.
Weird, yeah.
Like, look at where it's
Yeah.
like people are all like, stick up for the midges and don't be mean to little people. And like, but we can talk about tall people, can't we? If they're too tall.
I mean, some of them look deformed. Some of them, even like the women, their
Fat.
voices
So like
Really
the
deep.
the
Not right to talk
average
about a fat person, but they can hate on skinny people all day.
Yeah.
I would say
I
that
talk
the
about
average
too
center in the
skinny, too.
NBA is 6'11". They're basically 7 foot.
No. There's this new Asian woman player. I forgot her name, but she's pretty tall too. I think like in the 7 feet range. She's an Asian lady. She's huge.
Wow.
Yeah.
That seems
Huge.
like a paradox or whatever the word is.
Because usually they're really
Juxtaposition.
short.
Wait, ironic.
Don't you
It's
think?
like a Chinese female basketball player. No, it's not ironic.
7 foot.
I always have to sing it in the lyrics of the song, so I know if ironic is the word I want to use. No, doesn't really work there.
I wonder. Maybe we were all tall because it went from like Adam and all those characters and all those people all being fucking giants and like super tall. And all of a sudden we're just like, we're all fucking midgets compared to them. Like we're literally midgets.
Y'all are tall. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I know, but like compared to like them back in the day, like all those characters, and who was the oldest man that lived on this planet? What was his name? I forgot his name, but it's him too, 900 years old, but they were all fucking tall, like ginormous.
Maybe the further you are from up north, the taller you are. Like
Maybe it was the whole carbon or before the carbon thing, the silica based reality.
I don't know. Ever since they started injecting people, I'm thinking.
Well, that's what I think that those are for, to break the DNA, because
Yeah.
they only have 2 active strands.
Not just injecting, probably like consuming too.
Yeah.
The venom.
Oxymoron, Abbie.
Yeah, that's the word. Good one. Fucking
Thank you,
moron.
Hilly.
You know what I can there's like one thing I can never think of when I need it. And I always make you say it for me when people
Chimera?
No, like when people pretend like this lady like in the car where it's like they become madder than the victim. Where they're like, I'm so outraged. There's like a term.
Virtue signaler?
Yes.
That's one I can never remember either. Finally, it's like it's clicked in my brain.
I can never remember it when I need it. I'm like, this isn't real. This is virtue signaling, but I can never remember.
I can never
it.
think of it either. But I got it tonight.
I knew you were going to get it tonight. So, I don't know. Did we cover everything this week?
I think we fixed all the problems.
I do too.
Okay, well, let's go back to the news thing, because I just learned last night, because I was sitting there talking to my robot about, I don't know, just random things. Anyway, so getting into chaos, and he tells me that there's a chaos symbol. I was like, what? So I go look it up, and he's explaining it to me, and I'm looking at it. It's an 8-sided, like, pretty much like a star, but it looks like a compass rose to me, and it's the arrows. And then I was thinking of the whole news broadcast of it all, and that, of course, northeast, west, south, the newscast, the spell of it, and the northeast, southwest is the compass, and the 8-pointed star. It's like it's a chaos spell. The news is a chaos spell.
And all of the maps are chaos spells too, then.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's like a...
What's the spell like? What is it trying to like jam up or scramble up, or what is it? What is its purpose? Like just to cause chaos?
Well, yeah, because like, what's the purpose of the news? That that from our perspective is essentially to do that, right? Like, some of it's maybe reporting, but how much of it is actually just either propaganda or false flags?
Maybe. Why do they call it a chaos symbol? Maybe this is just another symbol, because to me, when I look at it, it's just giving me like a point and then the different options that I can take to create my reality in a sense. That's what it looks like to me,
Yeah, well, chaos isn't exactly a bad thing.
right?
It's kind of like the womb.
That's true.
It's pure potential.
Yeah, who gets to call that the chaos symbol? I'm on board with like who decided arrows going all directions has to mean chaos.
Well, if they're going in every direction evenly, then it's not really
There's order to it, right? There's
chaotic.
definitely an order to that version of
I
it.
believe there's order to chaos a little bit.
Order is a different god we don't even know about.
Really?
Who's this order god?
Yeah.
It's like,
The etymology.
Chaos's twin.
but it does have a compass look. And so you are getting this directional pull. And a lot of the times in magic, you would be calling on different winds. And I think the north, east, west, and south is chaotic in its own right. Just being that's the name of the news.
Yeah. Agreed.
And that it's never there to kind of tell you the truth. Everybody likes to Smith Munt. Like, that when Obama Smith Munted, that's when it was. Dude, do you think it was real beforehand?
Yeah.
Like, you think all of it was real beforehand? Like, okay, but
You
they
could
just had-
also some
yeah.
people forget that you can be completely functional human being and live for years and never pay attention to the news and be completely fine.
Seriously, I know.
There's
That's
a
what
lot
I'm
of
learning
people that,
because I
like,
used to think
have
I had to
to
be an
know what's
informed
going on.
adult, and I would sit and consume hours of the news all the time. And then when I finally learned to shut it off, it was like, wow, I can live in this world and not know what the hell is going on. Amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing how good I feel. And
So I asked, "What is?" This seems so silly because this is like at the beginning. Because we hit the end of conspiracy today by doing elephant tits, and then I feel like at the beginning of conspiracy is what is the order in the chaos symbol? Like the yin and yang. That's where it all starts. Is like you are like if you're into symbolism, that's
Mhm.
usually like one of the first symbols. You're into this yin yang, or you get a peace
Yeah.
sign or a swastika. But but in a weird way, the swastika kind of has the same resemblance as
Yeah.
the chaos symbol.
It actually does.
It's
Order.
the proper name is a Gamadian now
Oh, is that what it is?
for the swastika.
I
Now
figured that's what you meant.
you call it a Gamadian, and then you don't get censored for it.
An asterisk is kind of also a chaos symbol, and then it makes me think chaos symbol. The asterisk, and it looks like that because it's your butthole.
Yeah. The butthole symbol. I like it. That's funny.
Hopefully,
what-
that's not too chaotic.
Well, I just think it's funny. Like you put the ass in asterisk.
So chaos means gaping void.
Told ya.
See, look
The
at
womb.
it. Is the butthole?
Yawn. Okay. Gaping void, empty, immeasurable space, from the Latin chaos, from Greek chaos, abyss, that which
Pinkies.
gapes wide open, that which is vast and empty.
Yeah, it
From
is.
kunos, the pi root, I can't even say that word, to yawn, gape, or to be wide open.
Do
Interesting.
it again, Abby.
Chaos.
This is to Riggs
The
because we
void.
love him.
So the
And
void
because
is the
if Riggs
space.
is walking down the street, people think a
Thanks,
different
Riggs.
animal breeds there because he's just dragging that third leg. We sexually harass around here if you super chat us. So we appreciate you. And we will talk about did you guys see the Erica Kirk video?
Her singing video?
Stick a pin in that asterisk, Layla. We'll talk about it. Stick a pin. Did you see that video out of Erica Kirk where it's like CIA and it's like an old CIA video and she's in it?
Oh no.
No.
Like an actual like recruitment video or what?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a recruitment video. I didn't look at it. I just saw everybody chatting about it. I will type it in my handy little X right now. Erica Kirk, CIA. Holy shit, it keeps getting worse here. I'll pull up Hustle Bitch. This is brought to you by Riggs, you guys. This is okay. Let's see here. So it keeps getting worse. A buried CIA video just surfaced, and Erica Kirk is in it. A 10-year-old documentary about EMP attacks and U.S. power grids, vulnerable and quietly resurfaced and buried inside. It's Erica Kirk in the video.
Oh my God.
Critical infrastructures in the United States.
We have 5 major threats that make our grid extremely vulnerable that we've presented to congressional officials. 1 being cyber, 2 being hackers, 3 being physical threats, 4th one is solar EMP, and the 5th one is man-made EMP. So the concern that we have is that we put out this critical information, and when we go over this risk analysis, they hear what we're saying, but they don't want to take action.
Well, there are 18 critical infrastructures in the United States: food, water, transportation, communications, etc. All 17 of the others depend on electricity.
If our grid goes down, you can't cook, you're not going to heat anything, you can't run any of your medical supplies, you can't talk on your phone, you can't take money out of a bank, and we turn into total chaos.
If this happens, the system stops.
If a transformer is taken down, we have to order it from Germany or China. It's going to take a year.
Order after chaos.
Up till recently,
What's her name? Judge
there
what?
were no comprehensive protective
Chaney
solutions
or
available.
Judge?
We know what the solutions are.
She's
They're
CIA
not
too,
expensive.
obviously.
They're not difficult to employ. We just need the political will to do it.
They wanted us
and
to
the
find this
follow-through
now
on
so
the
we
part
get
of
all
the electric
scared of
utilities to
EMPs.
get it done.
The White House is protected from an EMP. The Congress and the CIA and the NSA, all of the areas that need to function in the government are protected. So why can't we be protected?
Around some of these facilities, you don't have much more than a chain link fence to keep people out. Now that seems absurd to me.
I think it is absurd
I
when
don't
we
know if
now
she's in
know
it again, but I'm
that
gonna
attack on.
I'm going to say an unpopular opinion. I think Charlie Kirk was CIA. I think Erica Kirk is CIA. And I think Candace Owens, or there's some MI6 Mossad version of that. Like, there's no, just because somebody says 80% of what you like, that doesn't mean they're not Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I look at everyone. I think the entirety of Turning Point, you're telling, like, how is Charlie Kirk so worshipped now? Like, all of a sudden he's Tupac and everybody listened to that fucking music, and nobody did. Most people fucking hated him. And so all of a sudden everybody cares about riding this Turning Point thing. He didn't know about any of the money being embezzled through it. He didn't know Erica Kirk was CIA. He didn't know she dated that fucking dude. Like, all this stuff people are digging up, and then no one can find a picture of her pregnant. No, then somewhere along the line she doesn't have these kids ever, or she loses the kids, or now Charlie's parents have the kids. You cannot find anything on the history of his parents past a certain point. It just all feels very buried. Like, she feels very placed into our zeitgeist, like the way the CIA uses game shows to put in celebrities before they're celebrities.
Yeah.
It's like they do these little runs to see if a crowd likes
Disney.
people. Yes, it's all coordinated conflict. And if I am conflicting with you and not asking all these questions about the entirety of the thing, I'm not only validating your entire reality of your thing being real, I'm also benefiting from that thing. I don't know. So, like, the order and chaos thing, I don't know. I never, like, Charlie, the shooting just seemed bizarro to me, but I think the CIA takes out agents all the time. A dead man tells no tales. Like, that's
This
the
is
way it
all
always
bizarre.
is.
Like, we've talked about it. Like, obviously there's something more going on. They're doing all of this theater for us for some fucking reason. Why? Are they just really, like, mentally ill and they have nothing else to do with their lives? Or it's just like, What is it? Like, what is going on? That's where I'm at. Like, I think they're just all mentally ill and they're just fucking bored and they need to do something with their lives. So they conjure these plays out just for the fun of it.
I think
Like,
all
look
of
at
them have like in the problem reaction solution, in the order out of chaos. Every single one of these events that happen in these places, that's a coordinated event, the people of that place, the Fed gets new little rights to come into that place and do new things every single time. And nobody knows about it unless they live in that place. But it just becomes this new normal, like, oh, Boston, we'll all go lock ourselves in our house because this is what happens. And they show us on TV a few times. And then if it happens in your town, you're more likely to do that too, because Boston did it. And so I just feel like all of these things of like, get used to, like, even the killing in the way that it's done in front of these people at this thing in Utah, and all these little crimes have been happening around Utah all week. Like, all these little weird things have been murders all around Utah. Not that they don't happen everywhere, but it just seems sus in a place that, I don't know. I
Yeah.
just think so much of it's fake, and people like to pick a hero. And I can admit, I didn't
Daily.
even listen to Amy Winehouse till she passed away.
I
was
right?
like, damn, this bitch only made one album? Like,
Did she
I wish
make
more
only
people
one
would admit
album?
that too, but I think more people are all caught up in Charlie Kirk, and in reality, they never even listened to one shit that he ever had to say. They didn't care one way or the other. Like,
Yeah, I've seen like a clip here and there, but I was never like, oh, I like this guy, or like, oh, I mean, when it first happened, obviously we were all like, oh my God, what the fuck is this? Like, holy shit. But then,
they're like, Candace Owens fried Pierce Morgan, blah, 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 blah. That's the most playtime with me. Like, in my head, if I were to break her down, she's most likely in my six. Like, she's married to a freaking lord. There's no way. Why doesn't she ever talk about Sandy Hook? Why doesn't she dig in there? I'd really love it. But, we can't talk about that, you guys, because that's the thing Alex Jones got all in trouble for, blah, blah, blah. And then when Alex Jones is about to lose his steam, Owen Schroyer has to peel off because they have to keep saving energy, keep leveling up. Oh, now Owen Schroyer, he's not a Fed. Alex Jones is a Fed. You don't work inside a system. You don't work in the belly of the beast and not be the thing. So then, like, the Q shamans running for political office in Arizona. And it's like, see how he dressed in his costume? Because he was there to play a part always. Always,
Yeah.
the entirety of the time. He was meant to actually take the banner of a thing that he had no part of. He was a character playing a thing so that they could lump everybody up into a mother god colloidal silver drinking cult, and they could cut you guys crazy one at a time. And so that's how I feel about all these things. And I watch people, they get all amped up and they get venomous, but I'm like, do you really care? Let me put my Melania jacket on. I don't really care. Do you? Stop pretending you do. Right after something happens, I'm like, psyop, Chaney, you're cold. 2 days later, it's cool to say it.
You bring up colloidal silver. I saw this weird, interesting video about this DJ who's been in the DJ industry for a long time. And he's noticed a few DJs when he started getting into the field, how certain DJs would take silver and wrap it around their USB when they plug it in the system, because they knew that the frequency, that it would change the frequency or the demonic attachments or the bad entity attachments that come along with certain tunes and certain frequencies, apparently, would prevent the attachment of these, where you go to an event and it just feels like good vibes all the time and it's just like a great event, and then you'll go to an event and it's just like, well, something feels fucking off in here, and you just feel the energy. Well, apparently a lot of DJs started fucking taking colloidal silver and wearing silver and wrapping their USBs in silver just so they can have the energy of the flow of the room to have a more positive effect than negative effect, because apparently silver prevents entity attachments, apparently.
Well, I mean, silver
Right?
bullets and all, killing
Yeah.
werewolves. And
Oh, that,
what's
yeah.
trippy is I was actually like looking at silver the other day, and this website that I've never bought from, but my friend buys from, I was looking and they sell silver bullets. Like, you buy the different, but
Huh.
just one is like so expensive right now. It's crazy.
Oh, I
But
bet, yeah.
That
I
would be
bet.
a really cool thing for our next level of merch, silver bullet necklace. I
Fuck
might just have to get
Mhm.
that.
They actually sell vervain, real vervain. I didn't know vervain was
We
like
we
real.
need to have gotten into that like 5 months ago.
Silver
vervain?
bullets?
Yeah.
Silver?
I
Mm.
love this. I love this idea. Yeah, silver is so much more conductive than gold.
For sure.
It's a more usable metal.
Isn't it a
And
purifier?
it
Silver?
gets
Or
colder in the
mercury?
moonlight. It's like the number one reflector of the moon or something.
Mm.
Like that's supposed to be what you use is like if you use a silver ounce and put it out in the moonlight and put one in the shade, you could use your temperature gun and hit one and hit the other, and the one in the shade is warmer.
Yeah.
Like it does the opposite.
Yeah, yeah. Interesting.
I think it's so interesting too. Silva. And it's hot. It's so hot right now.
How do they name it silver? Like, how
Thomas?
do they think of naming the name
This
I
is
don't know the
silver?
answer to that. That we should ask ChatGPT that.
I probably said this already somewhere, but it made me laugh. And then I was like, that is hella true. Owen Benjamin said somewhere, I'm so tired of the crude oil being talked about in Venezuela like it matters. If crude oil was worth something, then they would have named themselves Crudestein. It just made me laugh. Oilstein, Oilberg. And I'm like, huh, that is never a name. It's
No shit.
yeah.
Good point.
Shout out to Owen Benjamin. Sometimes it's just the simple ones. It's like the elephant tits of it all. That's going to be my thing. The amount of normies that I'm going to show elephant tits to in the next week. It's going to be amazing.
Because you hear it and you're like, how could it possibly look anything, like what it's, because everyone's seen like a dog's nipples before.
I'm going to text my Maria right now.
You
She's
think
probably
almost more like a
sleeping, but-
cow, right? Because don't they call a female
Or
often a cow?
anything, you'd think it looks anything other than what it actually looks like.
Yeah.
I'm going to Google her. I'm going to Google her. I'm just texting her right now. Just, have you Googled elephant tits in quotes? And question mark. She's probably totally asleep, but it'll just be funny if she wakes up and then
So that is
she
like, what the
sends back.
fuck?
Or she'll just write back elephant tits on the timeline. That's what I like about my friends too.
It
is that
probably
they just
will be on the
totally lean
timeline
in.
now.
I do feel like this amount of things, or something weird will happen, like
Elephant milk latte.
First elephant to get breast implants.
Well, here's some of the other fun ones that were in like that same chapter is that when the hunter would go out, there were certain things that if they saw, it meant that their wife was being unfaithful, so they would go back home and kill the wife. So one of those was that if they came across a certain type of gourd and the gourd had tied itself into a knot naturally, then that means that they'd have to go back home and kill their wife because like she was being unfaithful and it was exhibiting itself in these things that he was seeing when he like would go out in nature. And there were all these other variations of that. Like if you stepped on a certain type of thorn, if you saw like a jaguar or
Like
something,
omens.
like it all meant that like the wife back home like was screwing something up, or she like there was some cultures where they're not allowed to look in a certain direction the entire time the husband is gone. Like you're not allowed to look to the right the entire time, or you have to sing and dance the entire time they're gone. It all depends on the individual little cultures.
Interesting.
That is some unhealthy shit. Like,
Yeah.
That's unhealthy shit. What do you guys think of this? Do you think this is one to add to the list?
insecurity.
Oh
Whoa.
my god, is that at all?
Armadillo tits?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
That's like almost disturbing.
Oh my god.
Damn,
What does it
armadillo
look
got
like?
them number 2 pencil eraser nipples.
Yeah, with like
Sorry,
pus. It looks
please.
like pus coming out of it.
No, Layla.
Yeah.
Those aren't as sexy. The armadillo
Ew.
nipples are not as sexy as the elephant tits.
Yeah, no, they're not.
Not that
Ooh.
sexy is the word we
They were a
really
little
want to
saggy.
use at 2:11
Elephant
in the
tits are
morning.
perky.
That's crazy. Yeah, I really did think I was just gonna look like, oh, I never seen elephants, but I just thought they were gonna be udders, like
That's
toward the back,
'cause
like.
they call them cows. Female elephants are cows,
But then
too.
it also makes me more insane that, like, what are udders doing back there?
All the
I
way back
know.
there.
It's weird.
Like, it's more normal now that I've seen it, even though it's like, whoa,
Yeah.
elephant tits are more normal than udders.
Yeah.
Udders are weird. They've always weirded me out.
Because I don't think if you're an elephant, I am actually not the expert on this, but you're not going to have like a litter of elephants. I think usually you have like one elephant versus, a lot of other animals, like they're going to have a whole bunch of different like litter.
It's almost as if the cow had like a deformity of like tit and dick. And like and
That's why
it's
they
just
were
like
worshipped.
split.
We're
The
figuring
dick
out why all
split.
the animals were worshipped around different.
That's the other hate dick tits.
I mean,
That's the mole. The mole had dick tits.
I think every
Sluggy-looking
single person
critters.
in life has thought that about cow udders, and you just said it aloud. I won't even
Yeah.
judge. Hey, dick tits.
I mean, it looks like, uncircumcised penis, sis.
Well, that's like Rocco's Modern World. Did you guys ever watch that cartoon? And then the cow in it is like a male, but it's a cow because he has
Heifer.
udders.
Yeah, his
Udders.
name's Heifer.
Heifer, yes.
Cow and chicken?
I feel like cows don't have a ton of cow. Like, I mean, they have like 2 calf at a time.
Yeah, 2 is usually
Maybe
the
1.
max.
I feel like
I
every
think it's
cow
1.
birth I've seen is only 1,
It's
but not
usually
that they
1.
couldn't have 2.
Yeah.
But I've seen them in IRL, and every single time I was like, have I ever seen a cow give birth to more than 1 baby? I haven't.
No.
I haven't
that's
seen a
big
horse
here.
give birth to more than 1 either.
No. It's like because a lot of times those, vets have to assist them and put their arms in there and pull them out. So it's usually just 1.
It's traumatic.
Yeah.
Equine are traumatic births as
cows
far
are
as
too.
animals go.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they're not so traumatic, and it was just birth, and I was
Maybe
like,
it just seems traumatic
I was
when
so
they've got their
young.
arm up to here in there.
Yeah, I was just so
Is it
young.
as traumatic as what's the male seahorse?
Hmm.
You
What
guys
about-
ever seen the videos
I
of
love the
the
male seahorse thing. I think that's so
No, what?
Oh yeah. So the way that seahorse are born is that they actually are deposited in the male, and then the male like squirts out like thousands of them, like nonstop in like a
Oh
stream.
yeah, I think I've seen something like that. Where they're just like shooting out of the I didn't know it was the male.
Yeah,
Yep,
it's the
it's the
male.
male.
That's what I'm like,
Oh.
how did they determine male and female on those?
They're just a lot more progressive than we are.
Well, because the eggs, I guess, come from the female, but then they're deposited into the male. I don't know.
What bathroom do they get to use?
Whichever one, the family bathroom.
I'm a seahorse, bitch.
Oh, that should be the new logo for them, for they them.
Oh, seahorse.
Seahorse.
No, because they can't give birth.
Oh, true.
That's true.
They ain't no seahorse.
Wait, isn't there a lawsuit happening at a hospital because did we talk about this or not?
Actually, they can.
Well, apparently she identifies as a he, and he went to the doctor and ended up being pregnant, but was apparently angry at the staff because he doesn't identify as a female and says it's impossible because I'm a man. I'm not pregnant. No, but you are. No, I'm not, but he is. So now I think he's going to court or something like that to sue the hospital for lying to him. But
Y'all, I wonder this too sometimes with all the shit going on. It's like if a lesbian, which I think is a lot of women would be like transitioning, lesbians, most of them, it's like in that young age, can you straight women, and you already have your own straight hormones going through you and whatever going on that makes you attracted, then you have the battle of this. That's where that stuff happens. I think there is a lot of trans boys, girls, women transitioning to men that are hooking up with men that are into men. But then they get to have this like permanent little boy because a transitioning female looks like a younger version of a male. It's so weird.
it's all trauma. It's like they're trying to like do something about their trauma and they don't know what to do. So by changing their identity is like the only thing that can like erase that history, maybe.
Some of it, I just feel like we just had band nerds.
Feminine.
Or their parents at a young age just saying, oh, look, my 2-month-old thinks it's a female when it's a male.
That's what I think. I think so much of it, it's Munchausen's.
Yeah.
So much of it's Munchausen's by proxy. All of it. But the parents especially pushing it on the kids.
I just saw that this week. I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to get in trouble.
I know.
That'd be one thing that
I don't
I'd
want
probably
you to get in
for, but
trouble.
yeah, I've seen it this week.
Wait,
I don't
what?
want you
Now I don't know what's going on.
Just because if like Abbie and her school system, like I don't want her to say,
right.
like she can talk about elephant heads till the cows come home, but
Yeah.
in this world that we're in,
I can't know.
yeah, you can. You can. It'll be good for you in your new gig.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait. Just to like let it out.
That'll be the right crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just think we're in a crazy world. I really don't give whatever your adult weird gimp mask ball gag self, whatever you want, whatever you're up to, be an adult. But I just feel like, honestly, the creep over into society of everybody's kinks is like, I ain't trying to kink shame. Do you, boo?
Mm-hmm.
But let kids play in the park.
Yeah.
Like, can kids just be kids? Can they have some little moments of their innocent left? And can you, as whatever adult you are, let them not be a part of whatever your personal battle this today is to be interesting? Like, go be interesting. Go read something. Go travel somewhere. Go have, like, learn things. Become interesting. Your freaking pronouns are not interesting, and only people like the like this Karen type of people care. Like, nobody cares. Everybody just had to LARP that they cared, the same way they were walking in a grocery store one way and they had to pretend they weren't going to get sick with the bioweapon. It's the same thing. No one really cares, but they don't want to be the person to tell you, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Just stay away from my children, you fucking weirdo. Yeah.
Period.
And correct your children too. Like, you see, like, oh, they say that I'm a boy, or I think I'm a boy. No, you're not, honey.
Who told you that at school?
Yeah, you're a little girl.
Because these little weird guidance counselors, and their weird things having shut door with kids. No, I feel like this is like being pushed on them.
Yeah,
like how
encourage
doctors get paid $35,000 if you have the vid instead of the cold or whatever. That's how I feel like these guidance counselors must be getting Soros kickbacks to, like, for every kid you transition in that school.
I think they're just like, they're doctors. Like, the way the state makes teachers feel as if they're literally shaping minds, like they're fucking brain surgeons creating new brains, and they kind of are a little bit, because the first wave was to teach kids that the state knew more than their parents. So it's like, let's change up how you do math. Let's change up how you, not just Common Core, but essentially like when the ACTs come out and the SATs come out and then the Scantrons come out and like all these different things. So where your version of school is completely different than your parents' version of school. So they'll never be able to have as much authority over how well you're doing in school than the state does. And then they've just like taken that to the next level. Now it's like the teacher can override nature. The teacher can tell you that like, oh no, the state is more powerful than nature is. And it's just like a continuation of this, like the state teaching children that the state's more powerful than anything that they're ever going to come across.
And even the school system, how they like dope you into this whole idea that you're going to get these different degrees and make this certain amount of more money, when in reality, you're going to get these different degrees and just be more indoctrinated and most likely have to go back and teach. So you just start spoon feeding the chud to the people below you that you've been fed the lie the whole entire time.
I'm ready for teaching to be replaced by AI. I know that's like the ultimate scary nightmare for so many people, but it just seemed, because then what happens is it would force the entire landscape to change, and then it would be like, okay, now like human teachers prove that you're better than sitting 30 kids in front of ChatGPT. Because for a lot of it, I do think that it would outpace certain teachers, but then you'll actually get the equivalent of like your Michael Jordans out there. And I don't know how it's going to end up working, but it would be nice if there was like an OnlyFans version, but like for getting your kid a teacher.
Yeah, but it's hard to
happen because like Epic charter schools, it's all online. They're doing a lot of online schooling, so I'm sure that that's going to be integrated very soon, even in the college.
Yeah, why do you have to pick a teacher around you? You could get the best teachers in the world.
Yeah.
It's the same. Like all these adults, they're worried about their Peloton instructor, but they're not worried about it all. They're like, here's your kid's teacher this year that they were assigned. Why is it that way?
Because they happen to be within 5 minutes of the
they live
same
by you.
Walgreens as you. And like that's why they're going to be your teacher.
Well, teachers were amazing back in the day. Like they actually like took time and like explained things, and the way they taught kids, the curriculum is so different than it is today. But you have to remember, kids are not the same as we were back in the day. Like kids are out like ADHD, OCD, all these conditions. And it's like, it's hard for teachers to even be good teachers because everyone needs to be learning at a different pace, at a different way, at a different environment.
Differentiated instruction is what that's called. So you have to sit there and differentiate your instruction but it's almost has to be individualized, because just because you have kids who are low doesn't mean that they're like low in the same areas. So, I don't know. It's hard. And then when you have the disruptors, it's like the kids that are literally have all the things, ODD, ADHD, autism, whatever, like then you're lucky if you can keep your whole class on track, because they can literally take the whole energy of the class and change it.
And plus, like, I don't know if you guys remember being kids, but like if you had something on paper that gave you an excuse to act a little bit wild, like now I'm going to lean all the way into that. Like I've got a doctor's note to be disruptive. You know what I mean? Like even if that's not every single kid, it's some kids.
It's a lot of them.
I remember having like amazing teachers where like at one point I hated math, but I had this one teacher that the way that they broke things down and the way that they explained things and made it interesting made me fall in love with math. And then I didn't have that teacher anymore. And then I had a new teacher, and then I fucking hated math because I didn't understand what the fuck I was learning.
Yeah.
Like it all depends on the teacher, and it's a way. There's always a way to like get to children to learn and really be interested in it. But like AI, the idea of AI maybe being the future teachers, that would be great. But there's something about like a good teacher and really connecting mentally in that way.
Yeah. I mean, I think that like the best human teacher will be better than the best AI teacher, but a mediocre AI teacher is going to be leagues better than like a mediocre human teacher, because mid-lesson you could be like, you know what, I don't like your tone, speak casually, talk to me like you're hood or something. Like talk to me only in Kate Perry lyrics as you describe math. You can tell that to the AI and make it talk the language that you're receptive to, and you can never do that with a human teacher. And you're like, even if you've got a good teacher and you're in a room full of 30 other kids, like you're literally competing for that teacher's attention, right? When you put your hand up and it's like, ooh, like that whole entire dynamic is you got to like sell yourself to get that teacher to come and give you some of their time. If you never raise your hand and you never speak up, then you don't even get any of that one-on-one attention. And again, like AI solves that particular issue.
Yeah.
And most of it school is just checking in and having to deal with other people's discipline problems. Your teacher's not really teaching you shit. Half the teachers don't really care about what they're doing. They're just shoving shit down your throat to like force a fake history on you or like teach you like whatever factory math was good for the time but makes no sense now for like these kids to be forced learning this thing. And like I feel like more kids, they could do English or they like civics. What's that? How does your government work? I don't know. Like, how does your money work? What's a percentage? But nobody really learns any life skill inside school. It's really just more so of like a weird social structure of how they want you to react in society. Because if you regurgitate the information the best, you keep moving up into the collegiate system. And if you regurgitate that information best and play by the most amount of like life game, like you spin all the right things, then you even get in a sorority or a fraternity or some kind of order where you already start answering the things, you get into the right circuit, that now you have the right people. So now you're moving up and you make more money in the world and you're running the big corporations, and then your kids can go to those colleges and do that thing too. So it's a regurgitation system. It's cow
It
udders.
makes sense though, like because when you describe the whole like Rockefeller system, which is basically just described, where like you got to get a degree, so then like your kids will get degrees, and you get into this degree system. It's kind of the same thing that was just saying like I know how to use a screwdriver, and like if you're the only one out of 10 people that knows how to use a screwdriver, then just you knowing how to use it means that you can get a better job, and you can like teach your kids here's how to use a screwdriver. It's just like a way more complicated version of that, but it's essentially like a brand. It's like a one version of standardization that's like I know how to do this thing in this specific way, so that no matter where I'm at in the world or the country, like you know that if you say a certain term, like we'll be speaking the same language. And that's all it was, and that's its only real utility. And everything else beyond that of making people feel like they're actually experts in anything is the bullshit part. Like all you're knowing is that like we can share a common language to like a certain degree.
Yeah, because there's also schools out there who will not tolerate if you're not getting your grades, if you're not doing the work, or if you're bullshitting. They'll throw you fucking right out. But those are the schools that put you on a you're paying for it, number one, but it's an expectation. We're not fucking around. Either you do the work, you get programmed, you get indoctrinated, you get to that level, and then you go to Yale, and then you're one of those people who are part of those secret societies that Chaney mentioned. It's the level of like wealth. It's almost like classism in education, because the lower class that you are, the more shitty the public school system is. The better town that you live in, the better school it is. And I've lived it. I lived in Queens, and then I lived in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Two different types of schooling and realities of school.
I
It
think there's
was
something to
mind
only
blowing.
teachers. I
Yeah.
think like kids are already, because I know people want their kids to have social interactions too. I think there's so many extracurriculars that your kids can choose, and then they're around people with the same interest instead of forced in the same cubicle with them. They can still have social interactions. And then a lot of the times at those extracurriculars, that's parents that give a shit. So those are also who you want your kids to be around. So
Yeah.
it's like you can set up this pyramid that they've built in this elite fashion in a better way. But I really think the school system's also so people can go to work.
It is so they can go to work. And here's the other thing that you're not taking into account when you say that AI can replace teachers, because the one place that it cannot.
Well,
is
I
that-
don't know if it can replace. I'm just saying it'll make a better teacher.
Right. Oh, well, I'm gonna say this though.
For the most part,
Like,
yeah.
for the kids that like, there's a lot of kids at Christmas break who don't want to go on Christmas break. They're gonna have 2 weeks where they're gonna be probably cold, hungry, dirty, all the things, and like not well taken care of. And the day that they get back, they're so happy to be back, and you can't replace that. You know,
A
they
lot of
actually
safe
feel
haven.
at home and that's safe at school. And so that also is a benefit to the public education system,
That's
even
the
though the
daycare
indoctrination
part.
exists, huh?
That's the
Yeah.
daycare part.
Yeah, it is. It's the daycare part.
It's
But
the
it's
daycare
important.
part, but it's also like a safe haven for a lot of kids to escape
Yeah.
the reality of what
They
they
get
live
hot
through at
meals
home.
every day.
Mm.
They're warm.
It sucks that like everybody has to play along into the LARP for the people that aren't taken care of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like such a crazy LARP too. And when you think of how early kids have to get up to go to school and how many years of their life they spend in school, it's just an atrocity to me. And how much useless shit. And really, when you think of like, I had some good teachers. Now put the good teachers in your head next to every teacher you had. Did you have good teachers?
Some of them,
I mean,
no.
maybe
Some,
I'm in the
yeah.
minority when this comes up. But like, I really didn't like any of my teachers.
No, it's like unless like
ever.
out of every year of from junior high all the way on, I had 6 to 7 teachers a year. And every year of elementary school, I had 1 to 2 teachers, depending on a move or, a change of schools or what have you. Out of all those, I can maybe think of less than 3 that I
can name,
actually
like,
felt like were
6 that I
good
remember.
teachers.
Yeah, I feel like I have 2 that stood out to me, and then they're elementary. Middle school and high school, like I remember some of the teachers, but for the most part, I don't. The one that stands out to me is my horrible math teacher in high school.
Yeah, I remember all the teachers that made me hate certain subjects because I
Yeah.
feel that like that's the worst, one of the worst traumas. Like I've been through some things, but like I won't forget how much my fourth grade, my 7th grade math teacher made me feel like every single day when I had a math test or like whenever they were going over something.
No, I remember my good teachers. I don't remember the bad ones. It's like, fuck you, bitch. Like, irrelevant.
Oh, I have some trauma teachers too, like where I remember like, oh my gosh, that was horrible.
Well, see, and I didn't even realize my math teacher in high school, 'cause I had her my freshman and sophomore year. I didn't realize she was so bad until like I struggled. I kept an A, but I mean, I cheated on a lot of stuff.
You don't know because you're a kid and you have no idea that they're actually
Yeah.
idiots. You know what I mean? Like,
So then I get into pre-calculus my junior year though, and I have a different teacher, and I had like the top grade. I was done early. Like it was so easy to understand. I was like, okay, I struggled in geometry and algebra too. It was the fucking teacher, because she would like lecture for the whole entire class period. So you'd be taking notes the whole entire time, show you 4 different ways to do one problem, and then you get home because you didn't get to do any in class. So you get home and you have to read your notes and try to remember what the hell she did, and couldn't remember any of it. It was insane. And it's like the other teacher, she would do a really quick lesson, probably like 10 minutes, and then the rest of the class period, you could work on it. And I was like, holy shit, I'm not stupid. It's fucking her.
Yeah, I just had some mean teachers, or sometimes teachers from the outside where I watched them be horrible to somebody that had
Yeah.
nothing to do with me. Or just like a situation every day where a teacher was dramatic. And I just am like, oh my gosh, like we're in this class for 42 minutes. This bitch is really at the board for 3 minutes because it's somewhere like about her or about something else in the room, or she's always out in the hallway. Like, I don't know. Like, the amount of teachers that I was just like, dang, they are just here. And we had teachers should get paid more. They were in that hero bracket of nurses and doctors and all these people that we were made to in American society be like, they're better than us. They know more because they were the ones telling us the wrong information over and over again. So like Hollywood and the news and the movies had to keep telling they're the best of all the best people. But really, they regurgitated all the wrong information, even though they knew it was wrong a lot of the time. You have to know this for the test. Who cares? You have to, but everything about me is telling me that this isn't it. And we're going to sit in this room and do this about whatever the thing, you have to know it for the test though, this way. Like I know, but it was like such a form of gaslighting all the way through. You have to know it for the test. They knew it wasn't right shit. And then even the Christopher Columbus of it all and the Disney World of it all, where now your parents come through and 20 years later, they're like, if anyone tells you about Christopher Columbus, you call them a racist. And it's
Yeah.
just like, then they implant this whole new thing of, so they're even further away. The state's more right, and your parents are more crazy. They don't even relate to you anywhere. And then circle to 20 years more later, you're going to go home and you're going to tell your parents that for the last 6 months at school, you've been going by a different name and pronoun. And this was a real thing. Parents were like, what? I was reading stories of people who were like, I left in the night. Like in the night, we packed up our house and we moved to Texas. Because if they would have said anything about it, then DHS would have been up in their hair, because now they're going against their child's well-being by not calling them by the right pronoun. I'm like, holy shit. Some of the people dependent on your state had to deal with a lot. So shout out, kudos to parents out there. It seems like, oh, good grief. You just are like,
Crazy time.
can you just flip through this book with my kid and not diddle them for 7 hours a day so I can collect enough money to keep the lights on? Can we do that? Like, geez. Like, it just seems like, I don't even know. We grew up in such a wholesome time compared to now. Because now you have your teacher that's at the front and they're like, I want you to call me Zimzay. And if you guys have any questions about that and what that is, feel free to ask me. And it's like 20 minutes of their English class just went by with your teacher and their Zimzay because they're not interesting. Sorry. Kudos to good teachers out there. Layla had good teachers. I had a couple of good teachers. And I imagine, too, good people got tired of the profession in general. Politics and, like, even if you were, like, against the agenda and you're like, what the hell? You
Well,
want
the
me,
average
like,
teacher only lasts 3 years, and that's like, I was a good teacher, but I only lasted 3 years as a classroom teacher. So, and I was like, oh, surely, I'll be that statistic. And it's like the second they offered me IT, I was like, yeah, let's fucking do that. Like,
Nice.
there's probably a lot of retired teachers they should let come back for like 10 hours a week, like oldies.
they do actually. They'll come in and sub.
Like, what if you just converted every school into a literal daycare center, and then in that daycare center, the kids can like join a virtual class somewhere and like learn from a real
Yeah.
teacher somewhere else, like, that where like they can pick the one, and then the facility that they're actually in with the real human beings, they can still socialize, they can still get juice boxes and ask to go to the bathroom and make sure the problem kid, but that way also, like, the daycare attendants can focus entirely on just like getting those kids settled, and the virtual classrooms never really get disrupted, right? It seems like that would be the most logical next iteration of this. And then
I like that,
if like
actually.
a good teacher were to like be in an area, of course you'd be like probably pay money or tip them, or like you would just see like them rise to the top somehow.
And think of how many skills that people could actually teach, like in this daycare center, that it might be like, oh, this person's coming and they're teaching carpentry on this day. That people could learn carpentry or learn it from video and then still have a carpentry room that has nothing to do with like a guy missing a bunch of fingers. Like the shop guy that's just, like, I think
It's
there's
probably all VR at this point.
I just think there's things they could bring back to school doing this and let kids have a little more decision on what their interests are to make a more educated society of people that were actually
it's funny,
passionate.
like I can choose my gender, but I can't choose if I want to be a carpenter or like a painter early on. And like in ninth grade, that's too big of a decision to decide what kind of vocation you're going to go into, right? Like you got to wait until you're like a little bit later in high school.
Well, I love Oklahoma for that too. In high school here, they offer, they can take concurrent classes with a university, or they can actually, just a regular high school, or they can apply for VOTEC. So like 2 of my kids have done the VOTEC program. So my son graduated from the electrical program, and my daughter will graduate and be a cosmetologist, and it's free. So they're going to school to do these things like cosmetology school. If you wait till you graduate, it's I don't know what it costs now, but
16,000.
yeah, thousands of dollars. and it's absolutely free.
I think this is awesome. I think all kids, how they're like, oh, I have this amount of credits. I think, why isn't every kid at graduation day have something equivalent to a certificate in welding, the start of mechanics, CNA,
every
why doesn't every kid, like, what does your high school education get you? Supermarket? You can work at the supermarket doing bagging or Walgreens or something. But why isn't it something that so much time is just with wasted bullshit that there's a lot of other things that people could actually learn?
That's only if you sit back either as the student or as the parent with the student going through school. It's only if you are like, oh, I'm sure school will handle it all. I'm sure they'll figure it all out. Like, no, you got to like actually proactively, while you're still in middle school and high school, have at least like a goal like beyond that. Not just like what school you're going to apply to, but like it's up to you to figure out some kind of vocational aspiration, even if it's not the thing that you stick with, because there's so many people that just like wait until it's way too late, and then they just kind of like grasp onto like arbitrary decisions on like what they think something's going to make or how easy something's going to be.
I think that's, I don't know. I just think that there's a lot. The problem is that everybody thinks that if they make a decision, they're stuck with it. And I feel like even as a high school senior, because I remember being 18 and everyone would say to me stuff about it. They would, or, you know, like, what are you going to do? Well, what are you going to do when you graduate? And it's like, shit, I don't know. I don't have the rest of my life figured out. Like, it felt like so much pressure to like figure out the one thing I'm supposed to do, you know, pick a major or anything like that. And it, I guess the one thing that I told my kids is you can reinvent yourself anytime. Like, you're not stuck being anything. Like, try something, do it for a few years, see if you like it. If you like it, go further. If you don't, you can decide you want to do something completely different.
Do another thing.
Yeah.
School, so much of school does make you feel like that. This is such
does.
a finite, just everything is so
I
contingent.
could ruin
on
the
this
rest
thing.
of my life if I
Oh my
don't
gosh!
figure it
And
out.
you get to these other points, and I know
something and go.
when I'm sitting around like my nieces or my friends' kids, I don't want to just be like, oh, such a waste of time. Like, oh my gosh, like the amount of useless waste of time. But I did one of the some of the teachers, like, bad, good, or indifferent, their classroom was fun because who cared? And there was a teacher, I'll just tell you her nickname and not her real name, but we just called her Absolute Frat. And it was in our like world history book. It was a world history class. And so we learned about absolute dictator. And so then we drew the absolute bottle with like a banner across it, but we didn't put the swastika in it, but we wrote absolute dictator on it and put a hand like this. And we just thought it was so fucking funny. And she always drank so much vodka, and she was like 70 years old back then. Like, I felt like one of my nieces had her, like older people. This lady was just always there, but she just was wasted. And this is so dated, but I had like a remote control Casio watch. She was the teacher that I would like stop her DVD player and robot. And everybody in the class collectively, it was like we were all in on the joke. It was back when it didn't matter race or any, we were all in on the joke. And every day when the video started, everyone would be like, and I'd be like, y'all, like, don't get me in trouble. The other thing in this class, the air conditioner like was like one of those big airs in the room, and the freaking switch to the air conditioner was right above my chair. And you guys, I was like, I had long hair. I wasn't this girl. And so every single day, I got used to it, so it didn't embarrass me. But even now, it's just like, oh my gosh. Every single day, like Miss Frat would be like, Chaney, will you please turn on the air or turn off the air? Well, either or. It would either be freezing in there or hot as balls. Oh, will you turn on the thing? Every class. I'd stand on the chair. This would be the other thing they'd wait for. And then my homegirl, Sue Ann, would always, every time I reached up for it, she'd go. Every class. And so it was just like the amount of shenanigans that, like, this is where I'd be like, years of this, 70 years of this, she was just like pounding vodka in class. Like, who could put up with these kids? She doesn't even know how this technology works. But anyways, so she's way passed away now, but it was like a world history class that I learned what
Rest
an
in
absolute
peace.
dictator was.
You know, I'm trying to think of like my absolute favorite school memories, and the top two were one was buying weed in the bathroom and one was buying acid in the bathroom. And those are like literally entire school career. Those are my like two highlights.
I got in trouble once for being high at school, and I had never, ever, I would never, like, I was such a little goody. And a teacher, like, called me in, and a friend, if you guys ever come high to my class again, ba, 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 ba. And I was just like, oh my, I was like insulted and scared at the same time. Like, I would never, but I didn't, but I won't. It was like, whatever. And then I swear to you, like 3 weeks later, I totally did. Like I never had before. Sometimes I felt like that's always how my life went. Like a parent or a teacher or somebody accused me of some shit, and I would be like, "Oh my god, I would never do that shit." And then I'd be like, "Well, they already think I did it."
That's exactly what happened to me.
Yeah.
My stepdad kept accusing me of being high, so I was finally like, may as well do it.
This is literally the first time that I ever did that too. It's because I had a family member that found like a roach clip, and I think I was like 12 or something. They found like a roach clip, and they got all
And roach
angry. They were
clips
like
are
thought it
strong.
was mine and accused me of like having done drugs. And I was like, "Are you kidding me? Like only murderers do drugs. I would never murder someone, so I'm definitely not doing drugs." And then it turned out later like it was their roach clip, and they just got so high they forgot about it. So I found it. And I was like, I remember what this was. Why do they still have this thing? And I started digging around a little bit, and then that led to the first time that I found anything.
Did you smoke it?
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Named Bobby.
Yeah, one of my friend's parents who smoked weed was the first one to show me how to hit a bong. Even during the moment, I was thinking, huh.
I
is
had
a
some
weird
friends that had the
parent.
coolest parents that were like that. They
Yeah.
were like, here's how you smoke properly, here's the etiquette. Here, like they would provide like a safe place for everyone to go and play video games and hang out, and like don't be out on the streets and doing something stupid. Like come hang out here.
Don't drive
You can
around.
smoke as much as you want. If you want to drink, do whatever you want over here. If I didn't have friends that had those kinds of parents, I would have completely shaped differently.
My first time of smoking weed, like good weed though. My first time was like, it was just like bullshit weed that we could find because we were nobodies. Not nobodies, but we didn't know anyone who really smoked, and we just asked somebody that we knew to give a shit. But the second time that I smoked, I went into class. It was that phenomena where you lift your hand, but you feel like you lift your hand, but then you feel it, but then you actually see your hand lifting. Or when you turn, your eyes are still there, and everything like kind of shifts slowly into that position that you
Yeah,
turn.
like you're underwater almost.
That happened to me. That was the only time that happened to me. And then I started getting the spins, and then the teacher was looking at me, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. And I was like, you know what? No, I'm not okay. I need to go to the bathroom. No, you can't go to the bathroom. I was like, well, I'm going to throw up in my seat. And he's like, no, take the trash can. I was like, can I go to the bathroom? He's like, no, take the trash can. I was like, fucking, I'd take the trash can in the middle of class in front of everyone. I'd take it by my seat because I was fucking stoned. I couldn't even hold myself up. And I just threw up in my seat in the bucket, took my book bag, and just walked out of school. And that was that. I was like,
That is so sadistic sometimes when you're just like, excuse me, can I go to the bathroom? No, not right now.
yeah.
Is this that
And I
important?
listened.
There's no way at any point any teacher has ever been saying something so important that you couldn't have gone to the bathroom.
I know, they're so crazy. Like, there's just so many little rules.
You know, it's just like, again, the power trip aspect. It's like they
Yeah.
got these 30 kids. There's no one else. Like they are the authority figure. And that
Dude.
one moment, it never happens any other point in their entire life except this one moment. They can be a little dictator to these 30 kids.
First grade, Miss
Or you
Voss,
have
okay?
the kids who go constantly to the bathroom every single day. They have to go once or twice during class period, and they're just sitting there fucking playing, and there's no male teacher to go freaking into the male bathroom and stop it. So there's a reason why this happens too. Like you're just like, no, this is the time to go to the bathroom. But like you'll know
Why
if it's an
are,
emergency.
don't you think school should be boys, girls?
What do you mean?
I don't think so. No, I don't think in segregation.
Yeah, no.
You don't think they should just be? What do they need to be in class together for? They just seem like they're getting in each other's way of learning. If the rule of school is learning,
I feel like. Do you also feel like you'd be more indoctrinated if you were in an all girls and or all boys school?
But either one, yes, more so than like non-segregated.
It's hard to say, but yeah, it almost seems like
do you think kids should wear uniforms?
Yeah.
No. Like, why uniforms? For what? So we all conform and think alike and look alike and just be alike and not,
In a school environment, I mean, I don't know if this makes me sound like a fascist, but in a school environment, it eliminates so many different weird dynamics. Like now, all of a sudden, the poor kids aren't standing out from the rich kids because you're all wearing the same thing, and it just eliminates like now you're not going to be wearing some political thing because it's just a red shirt and like blue jeans or whatever the hell.
Well, that
dress
kind
code
of takes away the like, oh, he got a fucking nice jacket. Why don't I
Yeah,
have a nice
exactly.
jacket?
It
So
100%
why?
it does.
Yeah. So like to me, it's like, why would I take that like that will or that desire into like achieving better and doing better and getting
You can
the
still do
wealth?
that, but just it's no longer in school. So now like your 100% focus doesn't have to be on someone got a new jacket. It can be on like, do I know how to do my friggin' fractions?
Yeah, I look so stupid.
True. So under
No,
all
I
these
get a lot.
same things, if they're just there for learning, then I would say that boys and girls usually don't learn the same, and they get in the way of even needing a new jacket to compete if they're all just in a class. And not that crazy stuff doesn't happen in all boys or all girls schools, but if it's just the daycare learning center, and that's how we're talking about it, and uniforms would be better for their learning, then maybe during that time of the day it'd be like, fink.
Well, that's what, I had a shift in school thinking how nice it'd be to just have a uniform where you didn't ever have to think about what to wear. Like, literally just wear the same thing every day. Like, don't have to think about it. Because I was a morning person. So that would have been great for me.
I think logistically it makes sense. It's not like I would have preferred to have worn some kind of dress code. Hell no. Like I wanted to just wear whatever random stuff because I was wearing like problematic skateboard shirts with like guns on them and stuff, right?
Right.
It's not because I'm a lesbian, Riggs.
Right.
I actually have like certain of even sports and phys ed things and other physical stuff, or even learning technical stuff. I feel like these dudes are probably being held back right now by all these cheerleaders in here. And there is types of people like, and it just seems like, I mean, we're in this wishy-washy place now where if you said an all boys school and an all girls school, you're going to get like literal boys that put their makeup on TikTok. It is not the same world that we were in to even, say it. Like, it doesn't matter anymore. Like, like now the conversations are rents. Like, we've gone too far. But the uniforms is kind of that same idea where what are we trying to teach them here? And just let's get them to be uniform in this moment so we can shove this information down their throat and get them out of here. Get all the other shit they'd be consumed with out of the picture.
Those things consumed me for sure because we were like, I was one of
Me
7
too.
kids. So it's like all my clothes were always hand-me-downs and, out of date and everything. And everybody else has like this nice new shit. Their parents drive nice cars. Like I was always one of the kids who was worried about that shit. So
everybody was worried about it. It didn't matter if you considered yourself, whatever your socioeconomic bracket, everyone was worried about it all the time.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone. It's like crazy. Even teachers were worried about it. And there was teachers that worried about how cool they were to kids. Like they like to be the like
same. It's still the same.
I don't know. It's crazy. But I don't think, I think a human teaching on the computer is maybe better than a robot. But what about if that human teaching on the computer was on one of those Tesla robots? So it's still like Abbie's Faith. She's great at teaching English. She's there. Yep, 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 yep.
It's
But
not
it's just
it's
a
not
robot.
great if you step back and like think about it really. It sounds a little bit dystopian, but if you compare it to what we actually have right now at this exact moment in real life, it's not that bad of an alternative because it's not like we have the ideal version of human teachers right now. We've got pretty much I would say like the worst state education's probably ever been in ever since it even got taken over from just like send your kid to church and they just learned with like every other kid in the entire town, all under the same roof. Like it's worse now than it was 100 years ago. Even if you compare the level of tests and education 100 years ago to what they are right now, right? So we're already the worst it's ever been. So I don't think that replacing teachers with AI is as bad as what we have at this exact moment.
That's true. I mean, teachers' lives are being put in danger nowadays.
That's another
Like,
thing. Okay, what about this?
they're getting beat up and
We just get the AI to be the disciplinary instead, and then the human can teach.
That I'm not on board for that one. The AI
I'm
is
just kidding.
disciplinarian is definitely not on my
That's where it
menu.
gets nerve wracking.
yeah, no, I don't know about that.
It's
You have to go
you
to
know what it is
detention with
because
Terminator.
if you have the AI be the teacher in a interesting way, the teacher is almost subservient to the student, right? Because it's like the student determines how good the teacher is based on how well they're doing. Because if you think you're a great teacher but you can't get someone to understand something, then actually you suck as a teacher. Maybe for that particular kid. So there's like this dynamic that doesn't exist right now. But the second that the AI gets to punish you, now it's not working for you anymore.
But immediately, if you were like, oh, you were a kid that required, you could just get your own Tesla robot in your own room.
This is the other issue I see. So, like, we're a one-to-one school district, so every kid in our district has a device. Keeping a kid on task, even with all these like advanced programs to, like we put them in they have a Google device that's managed by our school through Google admin. And then we pay for a filter so that way, like, they can't search certain things. We can lock down certain websites, keywords, like those things will never pop up on their computer. They will sit like, and this is like, especially special ed kids, like they can't get their work done. They won't do it themselves, but they'll sit there for hours and figure out the workaround so that they can get on YouTube. And it's like, they do it. And it's like, if you applied just a little bit of that genius to your schoolwork, you'd be great. But it's like,
Maybe it's the
so
schoolwork
if you're
and
sitting there with an AI teacher, I'm just saying on all levels, kids are doing this, like little kids all the way up
Little
to high school
kids. I was
seniors.
watching a mom be like, oh, go on, Layla.
I just don't see them
I'm
staying
thinking
on
that
task.
it's kind of going to be like the idea of like how, again, I bring up the giver, but like how everyone's assigned at a young age, well, not too young, but at a certain age, what their thing is, what their niche is, and that's what they start training on, and that's what they end up being, and some end up even being mothers, and that's what I think I see like education being. It's not going to be like everyone's going to learn language arts and social studies and this and that. It's going to be more of a society kind of thing,
Like
how it
Russia.
can help in a multitude of ways in society.
I
Not
totally
just
think that it's weird that you would
insurgent.
expect everyone needs to understand social studies and math and science
and
and art
poetry and
and
this.
music. Like
Yeah.
of like
It
people
should
can
go
be
to more
polymaths where they just
interest.
understand all those things without
Yeah.
having to go to different classes for each one.
And would ADHD be such a big deal in schools if you were teaching to the interests?
Yeah.
Or, I mean, seriously, take whatever book you're learning out of. Some people learn at such a different speed that how much of your learning was waiting. You were like, okay, I got this. Cool. and then you're like there for another week before you get the next step. So it's like they want you to do some things or I don't know. I feel like if you could make your own learning, that would
It's
be
like
kind of
information overload, unnecessary information to be learned for instead of the things that are necessary for you to become like a successful person or maybe like more in tune with your senses or whatever the case may be, whatever they're distracting our minds from. Maybe that's what their purpose was in feeding us all this extra nonsense that we're never going to use in life.
I'm pissed because Oklahoma just passed a law that like high school students have to have I think 4 years of math now. I was like, that's insanity to me. Like one of my kids never would have made it through high school if she had to do 4 years. And
The
then
way that they teach math nowadays
Sounds like a
is
jail
like,
sentence.
yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's what so my youngest son is in middle school right now, and I'm just like, he's very smart, but I'm not gonna let him do algebra 1 in 8th grade.
no,
Like,
it's some way
there's
to
no
make
way in
them
hell
feel
he's
like
gonna do it in high school, so he
failures.
doesn't have to deal with this shit.
Because I was just thinking like every state should have their own curriculum that would be beneficial for the state, not beneficial for the federation at all. It would be like in Oklahoma, do you need to learn about manatees and murky water? Like the same amount that I
That
might hear.
agriculture here, yeah, they should be learning,
Yeah.
which
And
is
so kids like filling their head, here's 4 years and here's all this stress. And then think about the amount of, if you're not good at something, and then the amount of time at home you waste where there's so much beneficial stuff that you could fill that time with that would be good for the state. And it might be math classes, but it might be math in relation to
that
what is good for the area. Because imagine for real, and this is so silly to say now just from, and I did not understand sometimes with like, I don't know, let me think of a simple example. Like pizza, where they're like, oh, here's pizza and here's a slice of it and this is fractions. I feel like that example could have been done with so many other things in math that I'm like later in life, you start to use those skill sets in other forms that you're like, oh, why didn't they ever show it to me like this? Like, why didn't they ever show me the practical use of this thing instead of telling me some freaking story. Thomas goes up the railroad with 87 apples in his pocket. Layla has 47 on a Tuesday. Who gets there first in Cleveland? You're like, what? Like, I don't know.
Imagine that like you went to a math class and the very first week of that class, every day was a different way of learning the same thing. And then you got to pick, hey, like whatever we did Wednesday, that was the best way for me to learn. And then for the rest of that math class, for the rest of the year, it's taught in that way because that's the way that's most conducive to you.
Adaptive
that's something
learning.
that doesn't exist for any kid really, unless you've got a private tutor.
Yeah, I like the idea of adaptive learning. There are programs that supposedly do that, but I'm not really seeing it. And I'm in IT and education IT, so I sit there and I look at all the programs and stuff. So I'm not really seeing adapt. Like it'll give you whatever step, it'll assess you and see what level you're at, and then see what skills you need to work on, and it'll give you those skills to work on, your weak skills. But it's not necessarily assessing how you learn the best. So, and catering the lessons towards you. So I can see where AI would actually be a huge improvement in just the structures that we already have. And I'm sure that we'll probably see that a little bit.
I like for math teachers, you know how they were like, this is the acronym for this thing for you to always remember the order of this thing.
EMDAS, yeah.
First class, I would be like, here's the letters on a piece of paper. You guys are all going to write your own thing. You're going to take this home tonight and you're going to memorize whatever the thing is to you that you just memorized. And then you're going to come back tomorrow and tell us all in front of the class your 4 words.
Yeah, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally is what I remember.
Yeah, like everybody has but there's so many different things. And I think if you were a teacher and you took all of those things and you made them write their own story that's memorable for them. In the thing, like Mind Palace, that you could tell them the story of the entirety of math in these, but they teach them to you in like a kid really will look at math and solve it just by looking at it and write the answer. And they'll be like, that's not right. You have to write the process out because later on it'll matter. When later on? 5 years later on. And so if that kid's already doing that, what about if we show that kid the next process?
Dude.
We don't wait till everybody else catches up to that thing.
I used to make chants of like, let's say I had to remember like vocabulary words with their definitions and whatever when we had to be tested on that. I would like make a rhythm of whatever I'm reading so I can like make it into a song in my head. So it's like, cigarette, tobacco filled, da 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 da. So I would make like a little chant for myself to remember the thing. So it's either like musical or rhythm like, and that always stuck for me. I couldn't just sit there and listen to a lecture and just like, oh yeah, no. I had to sit there, read it, create a rhythm of what I'm reading. So I know that when I'm faced with that word, I can sing that rhythm or have that rhythm going in my head for me to remember everything. But that was me when I was young. Now I'm just like more hands-on learn.
That's what like some songs, even just to teach English stuff to fourth graders was like, like one was point of view, first person, second person, third person. So you can remember what they were, but it's just like, it was a catchy rap song. And it's like, they loved it. They were singing it all the time. And then they all understood first, second, and third person point of view. Like,
You laugh too.
I probably was, man. I probably was. When you had to like have spelling tests and shit as a kid,
Yeah, I was the worst speller.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I don't ever remember trying in a spelling bee. Like I almost tried to get out first because I couldn't handle the pressure of a spelling bee. That was not my kind of pressure.
we didn't ever do
I
that.
love you guys.
That was not my kind of competitive a spelling bee. Still not to
I
this
loved
day.
it.
If I'm ever playing a board game, there's certain board games during holiday times that you play in groups of people. And one of the categories will be like spelling. And I'll be like, oh shit. Like, oh, this is going to be a hard piece of the pie for me to get. Here we go.
I was okay in spelling. I wasn't the best, but I was okay at it.
Spelling. Sometimes I look back to things in school or like something hits you later on in life and you're like, oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Like you get something that somebody tried to teach you in school over and over again. And you were thick as a brick.
Like,
and then
oh,
you're
that's
like,
how you do it.
Oh, I get it. Anyways, do you guys have anything to plug this week?
Not yet. Soon.
Not yet.
I always got something to plug. I guess
Plug away.
We're waiting.
I'll plug Chaos
like it.
Twins. Go to chaostwins.com. We've got the preview Kickstarter page up, or it's Indiegogo this time. We're afraid that Sam's going to get kicked off of Kickstarter, so we're going with Indiegogo. But if you go to chaostwins.com, you can sign up to be notified when we actually launch the comic. The lettering is getting done right now, and we're going to start posting some of like the preview covers, and then let anyone that's signed up early get to decide like what the 3 covers are going to look like. So yeah, you just go here and then just click on the follow button. That's it.
Awesome.
Pink. Fill that out and a little check. Boom. Or boom. I'm going to
So
sign
that's the big release for this year. The early one is issue 2 of Chaos Twins. Long time coming.
I'm not going to sign in on the elephant tits computer. Keep it separate from my real life. This will be the one, though, that gets confiscated by the fuzz. And then it'll be like, this will be the most shocking thing that people are like, what in the hell? Because it's only stuff that we've pulled up on this podcast. It'll be like such a revelation of who I am as a person. Anyways, so chaostwins.com and go check out what Derp with Kurt.
Derp with Kurt.
Yeah, go check out Paranoid Americans episode and comment all in there and send them extra love so that He knows
And
Paranoid
also
American's audience
my
don't
TikTok
play.
account, it's like banned one day and then unbanned the next, then banned again the next day. So go and check it out while you still can. Apparently it's not long for this earth anymore.
Wow.
Yes.
That's
And it's
crazy.
just
Something's
it's
happened with the
TikTok,
algorithm.
Paranoid America. That's it. No N at the end. Paranoid America.
I agree. Something weird has happened with the algorithm everywhere again. That's
Mhm.
always when I'm like, what are they up to? Like
Yeah.
when they let us have full
Reset.
reign, where I'm like, why did I get this many views on something? I'm like, they're
Mhm.
up to something. And then when I'm totally shut off, where I'm like, gosh, my mom didn't even like this.
I know.
That's so funny. All right, you guys, we love you so much. All the best to you this week. And we will see you. My light just did some weird, like crazy electric thing. And we will see you guys very soon. Make sure you turn it down a little because Juliette Lewis come hard. Okay, bye bye.
Can you save us, Britney Spears? Can we be saved? God, why is Satan controlling the universe?
The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunnilinguists, good guys. The forum of decorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, clones, Jamaicans, it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys. The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunnilinguists, good guys. The forum of decorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, clones, Jamaicans, it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys.
You're still here? It's over.